This is the Variety Sports Network, created for the fans, by the fans. Now to your host of tonight's show.
And welcome to our very first 7th inning stretch watch along here. I got my man Josh Edwards with me. Josh, this is going to be an interesting night, my friend. We got some people coming on here left and right. We'll be talking, obviously, the World Series. Yes, we're in the bottom of the first here. Diamondbacks have making a little push here in the first inning. Got a runner on third base, chance to score here early. We'll be talking a little bit about the game throughout the night. Of course, we'll be touching on that. Game 5 here. Diamondbacks need the win, obviously, to stay alive, but we'll get into a lot of other things. Hoping to have a few guests on here as well. Obviously, we'll probably get Logan Stone on here again. Hoping to get a few other guests as well on, so hopefully we can make that happen. Josh, we're also going to be battling. We have real life we got to battle, so we're going to do that today live. So good to see you again, my friend. How you doing?
Oh man, doing this with the kids awake is going to be very, very interesting, which is why I am not on screen right now, because my nearly 4-year-old could run in at any moment.
Now, is she running the household right now at the moment? Is that what's going on here at the time? Is she taking care of you guys right now?
Oh, absolutely not. She's causing absolute chaos and havoc and driving my wife up the wall.
Yeah.
And my wife's a good sport and is gonna bail me out right now, because usually this is usually where I take care of the kids and the wife does things around the house.
Now, we have to be remiss. We both, to do a podcast like this, you have to always be grateful for the other half, my wife, Hannah, obviously allowing us to do this. What's your wife's name again? Emily, always a big shout out there with it. They're taking the time. My kids, they're fighting over Little Mermaid at the minute right now. So, yeah, it's always fun doing this things with it. The D-backs grounded out to short there, just to let you know. Now they have 2 outs with a runner at third. Josh, as we're kind of doing this real quick throughout the night, let's get into game 5 real quick that's happening right now. We have Evaldi versus Gallen. We have a kind of – we have a good pitching matchup after last game where it was just we threw out these random – we threw out Heaney, who we know, but we weren't expecting like a 8-inning performance from him possibly. It's good to get like a Gallen Pivetta matchup, just some names at least. Or at least I think that's what's good in that regard. Josh, we already get
Sorry, man.
No, you're good. You're good. I was thinking that I was talking about Evaldi versus Pivetta, or Evaldi versus I always say Pivetta instead of Evaldi. Evaldi versus Gallen. Gallen in game 1 wasn't very good, and he hasn't really been good this postseason. I'm curious from a Diamondbacks point of view, if you're a fan, like it's kind of set up. You feel like in some ways where you have Gallen going, you have Kelly here if you can win this game tonight, and then game 7. You have my boy Fatty possibly to go then. So I don't know. I feel like they're kind of set up in some ways to do okay. So this game obviously be critical, and we'll see what happens after tonight. But as we go through it, it's hard for me not to think about that they do have a possibility because of that, even though it's rare.
Yeah, I mean, in regards to Gallen directly, I would look at this as he's young. This is his first real exposure to all of it.
Yeah.
The pressure only mounts as you get on through more and more rounds.
No, absolutely.
He hasn't quite handled it the best. I don't think he's pitched. I mean, we've seen worse pitching. Let me put it that way. By no means has he been the worst pitcher we've seen in the playoffs.
No.
This season. So I think as a Diamondbacks fan, I'm looking going, man, I hope we have this guy long term. He really can be something if he can figure out how to come through in the clutch in the playoffs. But no, if I'm a Diamondbacks fan, even if we lose this game and it's over tonight, I'm super excited about what the future holds and what we're building here.
The thing with the D-backs too is that Montero seems like he's going to be a stud. It feels like it's just set up for the Rangers tonight. It feels like the cards are set up for them to get the W tonight. Like that, you know what I mean? Like that, I'm not. Do you have a horse? Are you rooting for a team? Like I know Susie's rooting for the Diamondbacks. I guess I don't know. I guess I am rooting for the Rangers tonight. I guess that is the team I'm rooting for. Is that I don't know. Who are you rooting for? I mean, I want a longer series, but I'd rather have the Rangers win, I think, in the long term.
Well, I picked Arizona to win.
So I know that. So you want them to win, obviously, in that regard.
I want them to win because I want to look. I want to have good stats for our show. In all honesty, like in my heart, no, I don't care which either one of these teams wins. There's nobody on either team I strongly dislike or have a problem with, or at least I can think off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I'd rather not see Scherzer win another one, and at the same time, he is a St. Louis guy. So, I mean, that's good for St. Louis, the community, and, all that crap. Legends, having legends come from your hometown is always some good history to have. So,
hey,
I mean,
Josh,
Josh,
sorry, I cut you off real quick. We kind of got a big point in the game right now. Evalde, bottom of the first, runners on the corners, 2 outs. Tommy Pham up. So big chance here for the D-backs to get some runs early here.
Absolutely. Pham's been one of the hottest hitters on the D-backs roster for the last week.
And they got to get off to an early lead after a 10-0 butt whooping early yesterday.
Oh, they have to.
Yeah. Send a message. Get the job done. We got an 0-1 pitch here with Evalde there. It looks like Pham into the hole. Seager force out. They get out of the jam here. So the Diamondbacks do not score, Josh. I wanted to keep us updated on that as well here. So we go into the top of the second inning here. The D-backs can't get behind. They got to get ahead early in this game. They got to force it back to Texas. Texas, unbelievably, Josh, has not lost on the road. That's so crazy.
Oh, that's an insane stat. Like, I really thought the way I called the series to go, I thought they'd lose at least one in Arizona. If not both, or if not two. They are a great road team. I would love to have them. I wouldn't mind where I played if I was on that team right now.
And it's interesting because I was kind of, as we kind of move on to other things too, I was thinking about our just kind of like how long we've been doing this podcast, right? Like the show in general, and like throughout the season, we get to this point. We have D-backs, we have Rangers. Do you find it like interesting that these teams just haven't caught America's attention? We talked about it a little bit the other night with Game 1, but what do you think as we're in between innings here that just hasn't been able to catch the rest of America's attention? Like, to me, this has been, we have young players in it. Is it just the cities? Is it just that we have a 6 seed versus 6 seed? I'm just trying to kind of work through that a little bit, because somebody that loves baseball, it doesn't really matter. Just like somebody that loves basketball and football, we're still watching the Super Bowl. So I'm just wondering, as a baseball fan, what is it? Do you think it's strictly the cities at this point?
I think it's a big combination of everything. I think it's they're not major market teams. The MLB did not want this matchup in any way, shape, or form. It's the fact that they were both 6 seeds, which to me as a baseball fan, that makes it more exciting to me, because I'm like, this is something we don't ever get to see. This is going to be awesome. What's up, Susie?
What's up, guys?
How are you?
How are you? Good. How are you?
I'm great. I haven't seen you in months.
I know.
Shame on you.
It's because I'm still salty that everybody kicked my ass at fantasy baseball. So
yeah, I never got to rub it in your face, and I'm not going to now because now it's been too long.
I'm mad about it. Whatever. I mean, it doesn't help that I forgot to like keep checking it like right before the game starts, and then I'm all, oh, cool. I'm gonna just not put in Justin Verlander when he goes like 8 innings and like 7 strikeouts. Love that for me. I'm just gonna leave him on the bench. Yes, that's so good.
Is that the worst feeling? Mistakes. Like, gotta have it. Susie, I reached out to you like 2 hours ago, and she showed that Josh. I follow. We haven't really we did a randomly. I always say it's a fun fact about me and Susie. Logan somehow asked her to come onto a college basketball podcast with me. We hooked up on that in early March. So I feel like me and Susie haven't really got off to an official baseball start.
And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't really know about college basketball, but I mean, like, I'll be here, sure. Yeah.
that was so hilarious. So Susie, thanks for taking a little time to join us for what the time you have. Me and Josh were joking about. We got family in the background. It's 5:32 my time, so we're just getting started here. Family night,
right?
So it should be a fun little game watching the World Series. I got to ask you real quick. obviously you're rooting for the D-backs, correct? So we were talking about Gallen.
What gave it away? Would it be the "We're effing dangerous" shirt? Yeah,
I'd
that's
say that what it is. How are we feeling about your Astros after that performance? I mean, you're doing like where are we at? I know you're pissed about it. You got Baker retiring.
How much time do we have?
We got 3 hours.
I mean, it's only the top of the second. We got plenty of time.
It's painful, y'all. It's painful.
Yeah,
like it sounds conceited and almost like, oh my God, she's one of those fans. But it really it's so painful because the way that we were managed and the way that like some of the players fell off, we could have been here. Like this would have been us right now. And then people would have tuned in because they're like, oh my God, not the Astros. We really want to see the Astros be beat. And then people would have like tuned in.
You are right about that. I was just talking about how we didn't have very many people watching the game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thrilled because I love the D-backs and I'm not a fan of the Rangers, obviously. But yeah, this could be us right now. This could be us. But no, we didn't want to win a home game. Dusty Baker went down with the ship and said, I'm a ride or die with Martin Maldonado, y'all. So
that's true.
That's true. He did, and he definitely died with them all. Game 5 fired him up. I think that's what gave him a little extra confidence. He was proud of him after that game with it. Your Astros. Game 5 was one of the best games of the series. Obviously, as a fan there, you must have been just screaming at the TV after that Altuve bomb. I'm sure that's probably as fired up as you've been after a home run there.
So many emotions, and I wasn't a fan in 2017, so I missed that game 5, and I realized that this game 5 was like minuscule in comparison, but that game 5 was kind of like my game 5. Like that's what I compare it to, even though everyone's like, that's not even remotely close, Susie. I'm like, that it's my fandom. Leave me alone.
Let it be. Let it be. So what do you think of the series so far with game 1? Is it the Rangers is it as much as Seager and Semien up the middle? Like their offense just seems like they're on another roll. Bochy seems to have this magic on him where he just can put, players to go 2 innings. What have you seen from the Rangers? Obviously we've said this. I haven't played them as serious as you have. You guys played them the ALCS. What is it for the Rangers? Do you has them up 3-1, even with Garcia now out for the rest of the series too?
Well, because even with Adolis Garcia out, Travis Jankowski and everyone was complaining about, Travis Jankowski, like that's going to be the biggest letdown ever. He comes in, he says, JK guys, I know that you have no expectations for me, but I'm going to just go 2 for 4, drive in 2, get a double. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to make an amazing catch where I'm going to cross up Marcus Semien, but then still somehow manage to retain the ball in my glove. It's okay, guys. I got this. So even their like bench player you're like, where did you come from and why? Like how did that happen? What's going on? I mean, Marcus Semien finally got hot. Corey Seager, I still don't understand why we're pitching to him. And it's just, that lineup is long and it's ridiculous, and literally anyone in that lineup can hit a bomb, and it's just.
I mean, you guys
so
stole
aggravating.
the division from them at the end of the year. You guys fought on, but you kind of got it too right at the end. So it kind of makes it think they were like a bum team, and they were from August on, not very good at all. But they did have 7, 8 All-Stars on their team at the break or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I think it was 6 All-Stars at the break, and again, it shouldn't have been. Everyone's like, oh well, you guys have the same exact record, blah blah blah. I'm like, yes, because we have a geriatric manager that just really did not want to put his best foot forward. Like, just
okay, hold on.
He was gonna ride or die. Ride or die.
Hold on.
What was the part that was most frustrating for you then with the Astros on that part? Like when you said that you said the manager part. Like was it just Maldonado?
Maldonado, center field was a carousel. Corey Julks got not the majority, but he got a good chunk of outfield reps when Chas McCormick is like, y'all don't see me over here.
Yeah.
At the end of the season, quote unquote, JV's personal center fielder became it was a running joke for a while, and then it just became an actual thing that Dusty Baker was just like, oh, Mauricio Dubon, my util infielder, I trust you out in center field. You go in center field. And some of these routes that he's taking, we're just all, why? That's not the route. What are you doing? There we go, Lourdes. There we go. Come on, baby.
Little base hit. I think they're showing the pool right now. That is one of the spots I want. It's on my bucket list, Josh.
Oh,
on my
mine
bucket
too.
list. I know you were on mute there at family stuff. Josh, you got any takes there?
So anybody who's listened to this show knows I'm not a big Dusty Baker fan by any means, because of all of his time spent coaching against the Cardinals in the Central Division. Let's clarify why. Nothing else to it. Dude was a great ball player. Dude's a really, really good man. I got all the respect in the world for him. I just don't like him. This is how it is. But to call him old and geriatric, I mean, come on. That was rude, cold, and insensitive. I'm not saying you're wrong, but you didn't say it like that.
I mean, I didn't say that I didn't like him as a person. I'm just saying facts,
a legend,
man.
and to call him geriatric is such a negative connotation, my friend.
I'm not disputing the fact that he's a legend, but he is old, and he's shuffling out there making pitching changes. And one of the things that I had joked around about, like, literally all season, was the fact that our, like, strike zone, I'm like, at any point in time, like, you just gonna go out and just say, hey, like, no, we're not gonna argue that. Like, cool, all right, love that for us, and that's not who he is as a coach, and that's fine. But I joked around that it was because he couldn't do that because he was gonna, like, have the high blood pressure, and would, like, we can't have that. Like, that would not be a good scene. And then in that game 5, when he came out, and I mean, like, that is the most mad we've ever seen Dusty Baker ever. Like,
pissed.
And so you're like, oh, that's what we wanted to see, like, all of the season at any point in time, fighting a strike zone, like anything at all. But that's,
we would have loved to see that.
I wasn't saying you're wrong. I was just like, oh, that was harsh.
Well, I mean,
truth hurts.
I like him as I think he's I think he's a people person. I think, like, the stories that he has and the way that he can relate with the players, like, that's great. Just, there's a reason that Dusty Baker has only won one World Series ring, and I don't know, Bruce Bochy has won multiple World Series. World Series. Oh, Evan Carter.
What a catch. You see that little dig out right there? He was a killer in your series. I'm sure
he is going to be something special too. Like,
he's a hitter, man. He could win a batting title, I feel like.
I didn't even know about this kid when I said that Texas was going to be a World Series contender next season. I didn't even know he was on the
they brought him up in September. Because they brought him up in September, and nobody knew about him because he was, like, what? I think they drafted him in, like, the 5th round or 3rd round or something like that, and he wasn't scouted by anybody, and was, like, committed to Duke. And nobody was like, Evan Carter.
I tried to pay attention to the top 100, and I was like, I don't know this dude. I didn't know he was drafted in the 5th round either. So
he wasn't there in the top 100. He came out of nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because he wasn't on the top 100.
He was. He was studying to be a not an orthodontist, an endodontist. Is that oral surgery?
Is that a dinosaur? Somebody looks for dinosaurs.
Periodontist? I don't know. Some sort of some
So
sort
he's
of like
smart.
dentist, but like more so. And this was like in high school. So in the summertime, he was doing internships and like shadowing dentists in the summer, and instead of going to like baseball camp.
He was hardcore with it then.
Yeah.
So he really doesn't need baseball.
No,
He was going to
no.
be just fine without it.
Yeah.
But baseball, he's
But
going to do
then,
better.
yeah, but then they were like, then the Rangers were like, hey, we will give you a lot of money if you'll come play with us instead of going to Duke. He's like, okay.
Take that lot of money. I'll take that. Well,
Yeah.
That was a catch. And the Diamondbacks, like, I don't know if you're they just can't get the lead. They need a lead. Like they're like when you get down 10-0 in a game, like you need to bounce back the next night and not be getting down like in a series like this in an elimination game. You need to get that lead right away. That's 2 straight innings where the Diamondbacks had a chance. They had a runner on third, less than 2 outs. Now this play, Carter gets in a bat. We'll see what happens here with the 9-hitter. But drama there. Yeah.
I thought you were trying to tell me Perdomo already got out. I was like, dang, you're way ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm not way ahead. I have no. I always like to ask people where they're in it. Where are you at in the game, Susie? Where you're watching the feed right now? You can be honest. If it's
I have the MLB Game Day up because my anxiety can't handle me watching things live. So I have the MLB Game Day up on my laptop so I can see what happens before it happens. So I can prepare my tiny heart.
That is like me. Okay, so I'm not the only sick person then. That makes me feel better in my life. Like I used to do. I remember the A's Royals wild card game. They lost the game eventually. I don't know if it was like 6 years ago, whatever it was. And it was heartbreaking. And maybe Brandon. They were up like Lighter pitched the game for the A's in the wild card, and it was I had to watch the whole thing on game day, just like you, because I couldn't bear the fact that they were going to somehow blow this game, and I could not see it live. It's hilarious you say that. All right, I feel you on that. I'm like, because you can see the pitch coming. I'm like, no, don't swing. And I'm like,
yeah. Well, so because I want to see where the pitches are first off, and then it helps that that it tells me like what happens. But my like one gripe about it is that there's kind of a delay so they need to like come up with better color coding or something, because a run and an out are the same color balls, and they're blue balls.
Yep.
And for like a half second, you don't know what's happening because it doesn't update. Like it just gives you the color of the ball,
and
I'm all
there, Susie, a little drama.
Like, can you update a little faster here? Like not. I realize that it's like
that's hilarious.
Computer waves. Bouncing from the space time continuum. That's not it at all. But
I
up in the things coming to but I'm all, what is it? Is it a run? Is it an out? And then it finally like updates them all. Okay, fine, it's an out. But for like half a second there, I'm holding my breath, hoping that it's a run. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Run, no out.
Yep.
Or an out. And I'm all, really?
An out. Double play.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
I'm like, you can't differentiate, like a run and a no out to like an orange ball. No, they got three colors. Makes me fast.
Darren. Yeah. You're always asking me to give you a time clip to put out there. Yeah. Here you go. Take minute like 22 and a half to 24, 25, and we'll send it to the MLB about their app, and we'll say this is what you need to do to fix your app.
Right? Quit giving me blue balls. Okay?
Exactly.
Quit giving Susie blue balls. That's that. There it is, guys. There's your clip,
Darren.
Yep. There we go. We're famous now.
You're welcome. We will be viral. We will go viral.
It is true though. Like I'm telling you, as a fan that does use it, been using it for a long time. And this year it got so delayed where the radio was behind the app by so much.
Oh yeah.
That I could listen to I could see the app. So it did work on the radio side, Susie. It didn't work on the TV side, I noticed, but it did work on the radio side. I listen to a ton of games on the radio. That's more where I listen to. I just pay for the app on the radio. I don't get the TV side of it. So because to me, the radio is like the best deal in the world. Like literally, I think it's $3.99 a month, and I'm like, I get to watch all that, and I could watch the game the next day if I want to, and I get everything but the live feed. So to me, it's like I pay like $25 a year, basically $30 a year, and I get just that. So a lot of people don't like baseball on the radio, but a lot of people apparently this World Series aren't watching anyway. So that's how I like my baseball.
Well,
people, right?
Before I like learned about all of the baseball,
yeah,
I couldn't watch it or I couldn't listen to it because I couldn't imagine like what was happening. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know all the
You couldn't
terms.
play it in your head.
Now when I like if I can't watch it, I'll listen to it, and then I can envision what's happening. And we're really lucky, Astro side. We're really lucky that our radio announcers are freaking phenomenal. Like Robert Ford and Steve Sparks are just chef's kiss. And
who's the color guy?
Steve Sparks.
Steve Sparks.
And
okay.
I guess he used to be a pitcher, right? Mike?
Yes. Yep.
Steve Sparks used to be a pitcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Logan, what's up?
Dude.
We're talking Steve Sparks, your favorite player.
What? I'm sorry. What? I was trying to figure out how to work out. Huh?
That's what you're
Hold on,
talking
man.
to see
Oh.
Susie.
Get your head in the
yeah.
game.
That was
was
awesome,
fun.
Logan. That was awesome.
I was not trying to look
yeah.
like an old man right there. Sorry. Oh,
You totally
They are just amazing. Like the Adolis Garcia walk-off home run the other night.
Yeah.
I heard the radio call from the Rangers side. Like, and all the Rangers fans were saying, "Oh my gosh! Like, listen to this." I'm all. I think I could have made a better call than that, and that's not even a thing that I do. It was so bland and it was so monotone. I'm just like, y'all need to listen to some better radio announcers if y'all think this is good. Like, this is not good. Not good. Nope.
It's funny over the time. I like the Guardians guy now over time and all those guys. As my daughter's joining me for a minute, I guess here on the show. What's up, Grace? I want to say
Hey,
say hi to everybody.
Grace.
Hi, Grace.
Yep. There she is. I told you, Josh, you make an appearance at some point tonight. We make one tonight with it. We're at the top of the third here. My guy, I know it's not Janikowski, but to me, it's always Sebastian Janikowski. He grounds out here, so we're headed to the bottom of the third. We got ourselves a tight game. We'll see what as we kind of move through here. Diamondbacks obviously make or break here, have to win it. Hey, real quick, when you guys think of this is kind of perfect since you're on here in some way. When you think of and you're newer to the sport, when you think of Rangers players, what are some of the like best players you think of in their franchise right away? Because like for me, like it's hard for me to think of any. Like I just think of Josh Hamilton. I think of Juan
Nelson Cruz.
Nelson Cruz.
Nelson Cruz, yeah.
I mean,
I'm telling you, when I found out that Nelson Cruz in the outfield, my mind was blown. Mine was blown.
Nelson Cruz, I love it. That clip is pretty classic. That is a good classic, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
go ahead.
Remember when I started watching baseball was like 2018 and on. So Nelson Cruz was not in the outfield when I started watching baseball. He was DH.
Yes,
So the fact that I see him like roaming right field out there, I'm sorry. Is that like the same? Is that like the same Nelson Cruz that's like playing right now? And they're like, yeah. I'm all. That's not. Well, that's okay. That's wow. Yeah. No, my mind was blown.
That's good. He's one of those guys like I was. It's funny you brought that. Like my dad, literally, we were talking about that last night as we were walking. He came down. We were doing the trick or treating thing, and we were talking about World Series games because we were watching last night. And I was like, yeah, Nelson Cruz, he should have caught the ball, and the Rangers should have already won a World Series. But instead, I got two guys that I do a podcast with that get to have an extra ring because of that stupid boy right there on that side of it.
You know, it's the baseball gods asking for forgiveness for 1985.
Oh gosh, you guys don't deserve any forgiveness as a friend. You guys have had plenty of breaks, right? You have.
Don't start with
What
me.
are you talking about?
You've had
85 was a
that one.
85 was a travesty.
So you're
Yeah,
saying
that was horrible.
that was a terrible call. I'll give you that, but maybe
That-
you
And
guys,
that was
was on my
a
birthday.
game-changing call. That changed everything. That
World
was the
Series.
out in the game.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was one of the worst calls in history. It just doesn't hurt me, I guess, because it was you guys as much. So that personally, that doesn't. It doesn't. The pain, like I'm just like it's kind of deserved a little bit. So I kind of feel like you guys have made it up in some regards. Now,
Well,
your
and I'm
grand.
over here in oblivion, like I don't know what y'all are talking about. So
Oh, so literally Game 6,
John
Cardinals
Deckinger.
literally would have won the World Series. The guy called him safe. It's a famous call. He was out by
Umpire.
a mile, and then the next game, the Royals win 11-0 the World Series, and so the
Just
Royals.
look up the 85 World Series and
call.
85 World Series. My
Yeah,
heavens.
85.
Okay.
I know I was 1
Okay.
years old. I don't remember it that well.
I was 3.
John
So
Deckinger.
you know.
All right, we're right around
Don
that. Too.
Dickinger.
Dickinger, yeah. Dickinger.
Don Dick Injured.
He
Who
definitely
would have
was.
thought Dickinger and
Oh,
Blue Balls
all
on
right.
the same podcast tonight?
Oh
Who
well,
would
not
you know,
only did he blow the call, the next night he threw out
Hey,
the starting
Josh.
pitcher and then the relief pitcher.
Josh, you can't
Ooh.
emphasize the word dick and then say blow right after it. Okay, you gotta space that out a little bit.
you gotta work
My
that out.
apologies.
That's
I
what
did
was
not
saying.
even think about that.
Getting me all hot and bothered all of a sudden. So.
Getting Logan all creeped out over here. Oh yeah, well that's what we had. We already had the Blue Balls comment, so we might as well keep the deep energy going here with the Dickinger comment.
hey.
So yeah, we're here. Carroll, I'm saying this, Susie. Corbin Carroll is definitely one of my favorite players in the league right now. Like there's something about him that like I love his speed aspect. I love his like every play he goes full out. I got to say, I think Corbin Carroll might be my favorite player now. Headed into the offseason. I know I'm not being biased towards my own team. If you had to go pick a non-Astro, who do you got? Do you have a favorite player non-Astro?
Oh, non-Astro favorite player. I'm gonna go with Tommy Pham.
Tommy Pham. All right, and he's been excellent this World Series.
Hold on. Why? I'm curious.
Okay, so little misunderstood, right? But he's got that like fuck around and find out kind of energy, right? But if he's on your team, like that, he's gonna ride or die with you, right? And that last game where he was 4 for 4, and then Jace Peterson comes in to pinch hit for him, and everyone's like, Torey Lovello, what the F? And everyone's giving Torey shit for pinch hitting. After the game, it comes out that Tommy Pham's like, no, like don't come for Torey. I went to him and told him, hey, I want to give Jace an at bat. Like he needs an at bat. And Torey's like, are you sure? Because this is like groundbreaking history here. Like you could go 5 for 5. And he's like, no. He's like, team above all else. And I'm all, well, yeah, like that's a dude right there. Like you have the chance to go for history, but you're gonna give your guy an at bat in the World Series to make sure that he has an at bat in the World Series. Like that's some special shit right there. And then like the fact that he has, I can't remember what eye disease he has, but he has some sort of like eye problem that he has to put drops in his eyes, like in between every inning to keep his eyes to be able to see them all. I'm sorry, how do you play a game where you literally like vision is imperative and you can't see the ball like 90% of the time, but you're still gonna play? And I love his attitude about everything, and it makes me happy.
Fair enough. So it's more of an emotional, you love his character kind of connection thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can okay with that. It's cool.
I saw a stat. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it said all the leadoff hitters in the inning today for the D-backs are 2-0 with 2 walks, or 2 for 2 with 2 walks, and then 0 for 5 in those innings with runners in scoring position. The D-backs as a whole.
The D-backs are shooting themselves in the foot right now.
Yeah, they're not wanting it. They're squandering, and Carroll's trying to win this game on his own. Honestly, already got his second stolen base.
I don't know where you're at in the game, but they're second and third now with runners on one out, and the catcher, the 3 hitter, just bunted to move him over. You talk about
I love small ball.
Well, we'll see what happens. The 3 hitter bunted him over.
Let's go
over. So
yeah, I like Moreno, but I kind of I feel like he should have been swinging, but I guess Guess
see.
if you move a motor.
I don't
move
think
him
he was
over.
going to get anything to hit though. What
Yeah.
was that? What was that? Yeah, an 89-mile-an-hour cutter on the outside. Like,
Yeah, and Walker's been on fire, I guess, the last couple games, right? He's been pretty solid as well.
Has-
Yeah.
This is a big part of the game here, right? Evaldi kind of on the ropes here. He's been on the ropes the first 3 innings in some ways. I feel like the D-backs have
Yeah.
yep,
probably
and
he hasn't really.
they just haven't been able to get that big hit to break it open.
No, they haven't been able to
And
get it done.
That's another thing. Like, they have a horseshoe stuck so far up their asses, and it's just so annoying.
The Rangers?
Yes.
I just.
Don't call it skill. Don't call it skill. It's not skill.
Logan, did you
It's
go to
not.
one of the ALCS games?
No, I didn't go to any of those.
Which one did you go to? Wildfire?
I went to the ALDS.
ALDS.
Game 3. Yeah, game 3. The clinching one. So I think there's rumblings that I might be going on Friday. I'm not 100% sure. I might.
We definitely need to root for a Diamondbacks.
Yeah. If we went on, I mean, it's back in Texas on Friday, I'm gonna have to pledge my allegiance to Texas. Sure. I can't wear my D-backs jersey.
Do I have to bust out my cowboy hat again? The California
Oh,
cowboy
gosh,
hat?
don't do that.
California Cowboy.
That was hilarious.
Looked like a 1960s Texas hat right there.
Oh, underrating it. You're underrating it. Probably, I don't even know where my son got it. It was some sort of Halloween costume. That's where he got it from. So yeah, Walker up here, a big part of the game here with it. We'll see. I know I'm at the 2-2 count. Yes, I'm with you, Susie, on it. Straight. That's what I'm saying, Susie. They're not able to get the big hit. They're not getting the big plays. They're not
Guys, I'm still 2-2.
Josh,
Corbin,
go ahead, Logan. Go ahead while I tell my son to remember to be quiet a little bit here.
I was gonna say Corbin Carroll feels like he's the like if there were 9 of him in the lineup, then this World Series would have been over. And it's like I know that sounds weird, but it's also like I mean it like
No, it's 100% true. Maybe
like,
not
I
even
don't
like
think you
9
can
of
say
him.
that about
Maybe just
many
like
people.
3 more.
Yeah.
3 more of him.
Yeah, Corbin
There's
Carroll is
3
like
more of him
really
that
trying
would
to
be.
put this team on his back right now, and that's kind of impressive, honestly. He's two singles and 2 stolen bases in the third inning already. So Tommy Pham, oh my gosh, right
Right to him. Right to him. Like, it couldn't have been like just a.
Eovaldi kind of
This is
seems
what I'm
like
talking about.
he's kind of doing this thing where he wants you to think that you have him, and then you play right into his hands right now. Kind of.
Well, he looks like he's getting better and better to me.
Yeah, no, like if you don't get him within the first couple of innings, he locks in, and then you're like, it's not a good look. No.
Yeah.
Did you know that
Susie.
Corbin Carroll is dating Miss America?
Good for him.
I did not. Not so. Is this recent news, or has this been a long time relationship?
I think they've been dating for a while.
Okay,
Like 6 months, a year maybe. I don't know.
All right,
Like
can't be a bad luck.
2022. Not the current Miss America, but like the reigning Miss America.
Impressive from Mr. Corbin Carroll. Very impressive there. What do you think of Mr. Garcia? Do you hate him as an Astro? Like I was thinking, like I honestly,
Dang, girl.
that Game 5 thing. I never really got to talk about it because like I thought Garcia was in the wrong there with it. Like I thought he was, and then I'm just curious because then he comes back, plays well. Like, where's your emotion with this guy? Like, I'm having a hard time, and I'm not even involved in it. You're an Astros fan. I'm just curious to get your thoughts on that.
Well, so Adolis Garcia has always been an Astros killer. So, like, always. He hits so well in Minute Maid, like, ridiculously well in Minute Maid. And so I always just kind of, like, didn't like him just because of that. And it wasn't that I didn't like him as a person. I just didn't like him as a player, right? Because he always killed us.
Yes.
And but after that whole thing, like, just now I'm like, no, I don't like you as a person. Like, as a person, I have a problem with you. And like the fact that, because he didn't even go after like Brian Abreu. No, like he turned and like went after Maldi, which, I mean, like, please do me a favor and like do it, but whatever. But the fact that I'm like, I mean, now Brian Abreu is a big motherfucker anyways, so I don't know, like maybe you chose like the lesser of the two, but like what is happening? Why are you going after Maldi when Brian Abreu just like hit you with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that apparently didn't phase you at all? And like drop the workout routine, because like, why is your head so much bigger? Like, how did you get your head bigger, sir? How is that a thing? I wasn't aware that was a thing, but
he shaved
whatever.
around the head to make it look bigger.
That sounds
is that what it is? Okay, that
continues.
so like, I don't know. And the fact that Jordan like went and was all pro, just like chill out.
Oh my god.
Geraldo Perdomo.
What a play.
Let's go,
God.
baby.
What a play.
Wow.
I mean, he couldn't get a hit in the last inning, but unreal play. Gallen seems to be on his game finally for the first time this postseason. Yeah, he's been off. Like, everything he's been doing, he's been leaving up in the series. Today in the game, everything's been down for him for the most part. He's been getting the movement down. Like, he was terrible against the Dodgers in that round. Like, they kind of bailed him out in some of these games early. So kind of good to see him going. And that's what the D-backs need. They got to build momentum after this game, get it to Kelly, who's been their best pitcher, and whatever happens in the games. You got to put some pressure back on Texas. So you get this.
For sure.
Put a little pressure on tomorrow. We'll see what happens. And like I said, they don't have Garcia anymore. They don't have Scherzer anymore. It's like, so the longer they have to go, I feel like this is not benefiting Texas in any means. Like they're running out of depth, if anything else.
Well, but they have bullpen pieces that started games for them. So, like,
their bullpen has definitely suited them better than I thought. I thought they were going to do worse against you guys, to be honest. Like that's been the biggest surprise to me. Their bullpen success in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, but I mean, we had our chances. We had our chances, but like, just like this, leaving, I don't know, 43 runners on is, not conducive to winning baseball games. So,
no,
and when you go up with bases loaded and and one out and you can't literally get anybody else in, that's not the best look for trying to win a home game. That's not how you go about that. In case you were wondering.
Did you get to? Oh, I'm wondering, and I'm actually kind of sweaty thinking about all the A's opportunities over the years. Runner on third with one out, you son of a! Just get him in the sack for first place. Fly, forget. Yes, I was at Game 5. It's still the toughest game I ever went to. Game 5, Red Sox, A's. A's had the bases loaded, one out. Just needed one run to tie. Next two guys struck out. Still the most crushing loss I've been at live. Baseball is a cruel sport when it doesn't go your way, people. And I hate it sometimes, Asher. You had some tweet, you're like, whoever made me like this game, beep. Yeah, I thought that was funny. It could be a cruel game. It could be a very cruel game. But when your team wins,
it's not so much fun. When your team's winning, it's great. When they're pummeling people, but then when you strike out, two of your best hitters with bases loaded and one out, you're all, why? What did I ever do to you? Why don't you can't do anything? No? Situational hitting? That's not a thing that you know how to do? Cool. Love that for us.
I wouldn't know what it's like to be have a dominating team anymore.
You have like above like mid, right, Josh? Was that what the Cardinals
are?
Above mid?
No, not even above mid. Not even mid. They're like crap.
They
hate me.
In the off season, I wanna do a episode where I propose a couple of Astros pitchers to y'all and see if the armchair GMs can work out a trade.
There you go.
I'd be interested to see what you'd have to offer.
Because Because when Miles Michaelis is your quote unquote ace,
Ugh.
y'all need some pitching bad.
Gosh,
I love
don't
it.
remind
Susie.
me.
I love it.
I can't even think of a pitcher.
Mats will be the
Like
ace.
Framber, I would have wanted last year, but Framber this year has been kind of crappy, right?
Kinda.
Look,
Yeah.
we will package Framber
Oh,
and Maldi
yeah, no,
like
don't
together
I love it.
so that he
don't
can
hear
have
you.
his personal catcher.
We'll give you Maldonado, McCullers, and Framber Valdez, and you give us Nolan Arenado. Okay, that sounds good, right?
No, I don't want Nolan Arenado. No. I mean, like if you want to give,
Oh, she's back on.
What
but
a
see
cliffhanger right
that's
there.
another thing though. You have like 43,000 outfielders. You have a
Hold on,
glut
which
of
outfielder do you
outfielders. Like,
want?
what are you doing with all of them?
Which outfielder would you want?
I don't know. That's my question. Like, how's Brendan Donovan doing? Like Nolan Gorman, how are you shaping up? Like,
I would be
you
more
got-
interested in
not
the.
going anywhere.
I would be more interested in the Astros bullpen if I'm the Cardinals.
Abreu's the guy.
Abreu. I mean,
oh
heck,
no,
even
you ain't touching
Presley.
Abreu.
He's the guy. I
I mean, Presley's got 1 year left.
He built
Like, you want Montero? We'll give you Montero.
Not bad. Not bad.
We'll give you Montero. You can take on that contract. Yes, please.
We'll
That'd
take
be
Kyle
delightful.
Tucker also.
Kyle Tucker.
The Cardinals don't take him.
What are you gonna do with another
Is the-
outfielder? You got
Is the
43 of them.
Is the honeymoon stage over with you on Kyle Tucker yet, or are you still madly
No,
in love?
I still love Kyle Tucker.
Okay. I was just
I was
curious,
never
like he
madly in
didn't
love with Kyle
show up.
Tucker. Like, Kyle Tucker's my favorite player, but
Did I see
Oh, I
right?
thought you
Your
were.
daughter dressed up as Kyle Tucker, if I'm not mistaken.
Didn't you name your
yeah,
cat
no,
after him?
he decided that he was going to be tired and was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna just be over here not doing my thing. So I have a bone to pick with Kyle Tucker, but I still love him. Okay.
All
I
right,
forgot
that's
about
fair enough. I want Alvarez.
Oh, yeah, I only want the best.
You and
hitter.
every other player or every other
Yeah.
team.
No,
What
that's
a beast! What a
that's
beast!
precious.
He is.
I'll give you
Every
Jake
time he
Myers. You want Jake Myers?
Jake
No.
Myers.
Why do you hate me? Oh gosh.
Okay.
Who's the star of the Astros that you would trade to get minor league help or any other need for you? Like, if there's one, like, who's the best player that you can part with?
Fromber. I will give you Fromber.
Okay.
I will give you Fromber. Hey, the first half of the season, he was
Yeah.
lights out. He was like sub-2 ERA, maybe just a 2
Fine, then
ERA.
we'll give you Edmund.
How
But-
about Presley? I was
Okay,
thinking.
like you got a mental coach that you can like pair with him. I think he could be aces for you.
You guys would
Yeah,
never
we
treat.
don't.
Sorry, Josh. Go ahead.
I was just saying we don't rehab pitchers very well. We turn them into outfielders, i.e., Rick Ankiel.
Yeah.
Rick Ankiel.
He was
Get
really, he
down.
was actually really good in the outfield.
It was good in the outfield. I was thinking you guys could trade Presley. To me, is the guy who could get the most for you if you did want anybody. I'm not saying you would trade him and make your bullpen weaker, but you could put a Brady at closer. That to me, he'd be the guy who could maybe because after this year, closers kind of they do lose their stock. Great ones, they obviously are great, but that would be the guy.
Yeah, but
I would think about. That's just who I can't think of a hitter you would want to like. You're not trading Altuve, you're not trading Bregman, you're not trading Alvarez, you're not trading Tucker. Like who's gonna feed back any like Tucker? Yeah, I know Logan would trade Tucker, but I don't.
I would trade a couple of players, honestly.
Well, yeah, the other players aren't getting back as much. Like we're talking stud players. Those are their four best.
Yeah,
players.
I know.
And I guess your shortstop maybe he would get back a lot. Pena maybe at moments.
Oh yes.
So, but they're not trading him. So Presley.
you want Jeremy Pena? If you want Jeremy Pena, who are you going to give me for Jeremy Pena?
Gotta be Walker,
Let's
right?
see. Who would you give?
No, I'd give up Wynn or Hanson.
No, not that. I would give up Donovan. Donovan
The Astros are.
Hold on. I got the package. I'll give you Donovan. I'll give you Tyler O'Neill.
Yeah.
And I'll give you Dakota Hudson.
Okay. Yeah, I actually think that's it. Because Pena hasn't
Dakota
really gone.
Hudson
What's Dakota Hudson? Is he a pitcher?
Yeah. He's not a very
He'd be
good
like
pitcher.
your sixth pitcher or long reliever.
Not a very good pitcher.
I got too many of those. Okay, I got too many of those.
He was really good the second half. When he came back from the last injury, he was actually pretty good.
This is
almost
what
like you gotta
this is
figure
what
it out.
happens when two
So you're gonna give me
homers
Tyler
get together
O'Neill.
and they're like, let's play GM for a minute.
Oh my God.
You're gonna give me
Listen,
Tyler
I like
O'Neill
this, Susie.
that needs to like lose some muscle mass so that he can do some yoga and stretch out his back. And
I'm
Dakota
thinking
Hudson,
the
who's not a very
warm
good
weather
pitcher.
in Texas would help him.
Yeah, you would think.
I'm thinking the warm weather in Texas would help him, and he's a Gold Glove caliber outfielder who can hit 30 home runs a season if he stays healthy.
He did that once though.
I know he's done it, and he can do it if he stays healthy.
Listen. I have an outfielder. I had an outfielder this season that could have done that. That didn't get enough playing time. Okay, like that's just it's.
Oh yeah, and then you have your catcher. So I want to ask this question though.
Oh,
so
I'll trade
for
to
the
Contreras.
No.
That's gonna fall.
What?
I would trade Contreras.
No. So the Astros are kind
Contreras.
of in a weird spot though because they're losing they could potentially lose a couple of players in the next couple of years. What is it? Tucker, Bregman, and who else?
No,
and then they have
Ducker. We still have a couple of years. Oh,
nice.
let's go! All right, Longo.
Of course, it's a slowest player in the whole team. That could have been a triple if that was anyone else.
A triple.
And now there's 2 outs.
Quick, Carroll would have had it inside the Parker.
Yeah, right. Would have been halfway to home when the ball hit the ground. But anyways, and they have one of the worst. I think they have the 30th ranked farm system right now. Do you know how they plan on addressing that? Is next year going to be going on one last ride, or are they going to try to sell next year? You know?
No, Windows still open. Windows still open.
Okay.
We have to get a backup catcher. We gotta figure out the bullpen. And pretty much it's there. And a manager who can actually, utilize players to their fullest potential.
Well, we'll see if that's what you get since you're looking for one now.
Yes, they are. We'll see who they hire. That'll be interesting who you guys
interesting.
Sounds like it's going to be a internal decision or an internal guy, right? Like the bench coach. What's his name?
We don't know.
know?
We've been thinking that it was going to be Joe Espada for years now. But the fact that like Dana Brown is like saying, these are all of the things that we need, and I swear to God,
we'll trade you Ollie Marmol.
It's like watching an Astros juniors. I don't want Ollie Marmol. No, thank you. Don't want that either.
Just real quick, Diamondbacks again have a chance to score here. Redderod second base. Again, Pedromo is up again with the Redderod on their 3-2 count. And again, he goes strike it out about outside.
Gosh.
4 straight innings here. This is not how you like to see it because this is how games are clinched. Rangers get 1 run here. Yikes. It feels like a big deficit here. So we'll see.
Many missed opportunities.
That game 1 changed the whole series. I mean, that was the game changer. The Diamondbacks, they win that. We're 2-2 right now. We're looking at a whole – that was the whole game. That was what we say, Josh, Logan, last episode, Susie, we were saying that game 1 was the lowest rated game 1, but man, that was America missed a good one. That was a really good game. Every pitch kind of mattered all the way through. You saw clutch hitting. That one, Susie, at the end of the day, changes this World Series. Like I don't think the Diamondbacks will ever recover it. And then
And it was so sad because Paul Sewald had been so good
Really?
literally up until that point. And I'm
He
like,
was
why?
fantastic.
Why, Paul Sewald? Why? So
The guy before him in the 8th inning guy is nasty too. Man, he is filthy. He is this.
Kevin Ginkel. Kevin
His
Ginkel.
Oh yeah, what a name, Inkle Dinkle Doo, whatever it is. He's got a great
Mhm.
little. His downward movement is just that's stuff you don't want to see. It's funny how like these teams get these guys in the postseason. You see them, and you're like, well, where was that all season? Where was that in the 8th inning all year long? I would have saw that in fantasy baseball if that was alive. So I would have saw if you were delivering that. It's funny how that works with it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how the Rangers end up doing here with it. Susie, I know I'm not sure when you got to go here, but we do appreciate your time here on the show as with us on 17th Stretch. Of course, like I said, we're doing it all the way through. So whenever you got to jump off, that's cool, whatever. But I do appreciate you taking some time to give us your baseball insight with it. I always find your thoughts entertaining. I know most of it is through Twitter just because of the way world works now, but I do find your baseball takes fascinating, and somebody who's been obsessed with the game since I was 3 years old, and you're a couple years apart, it sounds like. I always find it, and I'm a big history baseball guy. Your story with baseball always kind of fascinates me a little bit, Kyle. You came on late, and you seem to love it though, like a child in a way which I appreciate with it.
Oh yeah.
So like there's that part of it. I do these things called look backs. I've done with Logan. We did game 6. We got to do one in the summer one of these times with an Astros game or something like that. We'll have to do a rewatchable of some sort with it. So it's
for
fun.
sure.
Like how's the podcast going? I know things have changed over time with stuff. How's all that going for you?
It's good. Shelby left me because she's a loser. No, I'm just kidding. I still love Shelby, but she unfortunately got too busy to record, and so I've been kind of on my own for a little while, and then I had a math class that tried to kill me, and so the podcast had to take a brief hiatus from that so that I could use all of my brain cells for my math class. So, but we've been ramping it back up, and I've been trying to find another female co-host that I vibe with.
Dang it.
All vibes over here, baby. All vibes. I mean, if you want to identify as a female, Logan, that's by all means. Like I'm not going to discriminate on that.
I think I have a wig somewhere.
I'm totally kidding. But yeah, so if you find any other female baseball loving women to like chat about all of the teams, let me know, because I can find them, but they typically only either watch like one team, or they just it's like one specific team, and it's not like all the teams. I need someone to watch all the baseballs.
Watch all the baseballs with you. I respect that. I've been trying to get my wife slowly over time. She's been married to me forever, so she knows I'm obsessed with the game. She was with me when I coached Little League at like 19. So like I think she tries to kind of remove it. I'm like, come on, what do you mean you can't enjoy it? She's like, no, you enjoy it too much for all of us. He's like, yeah, you enjoy it all too much for it. So I gotta. That's my thing.
Well, if ever you want me to like talk to her and be like, hey, like,
yes,
I was there. I was there, like where you were, literally did not want to watch baseball, hated baseball, like would rather watch, flies do things,
so
or,
the corner for you,
watch
Susie?
paint dry. I definitely would have done that.
What turned the corner for you? It's like this. What turned it for you? What like made you like, I love it now?
Well, I mean, now, like, it's like, granted, it's been over time, right? Like, but like that 2018 season when, I was trying to like get into baseball and trying to figure out, why the shortstop was short. And then, Mike's like, no, that's Jose Altuve. He plays second base. I'm all, no, it's like, it's in the name, shortstop. Like, gotta be short. Like, that's not it. That's not it at all. I'm all,
oh God.
That doesn't make any sense, So like trying to figure out all of those things, and like just kind of watching, the team, and like figuring out positions and players and whatnot.
Grace, do you
then,
want to do a podcast with Susie?
again-
Sorry. Grace, you want to do a podcast
Hi, Grace.
with Susie? She's looking for a co-host at the moment. Look at her co-host at the
one of my 8-year-old twins is like, Mom, when I get older, can I do a podcast with you? Well,
Yeah.
yes, sweetheart.
Oh, Susie, you'll love that.
It'll be the only episode that is G-rated.
March Madness.
Oh,
Almost.
Off the wall. That's funny. I did one with my sons during that college basketball season. His name's Xavier, so he likes Xavier basketball, of course, at university. So it was fun. We had a good time with it. You'll enjoy that when you get a chance to do that with him. Josh, I think you have a couple more years till you get to enjoy that.
Yeah,
5.
5,
right?
A couple more.
No, she's about to start T-ball, right?
Yeah, she's able to kind of talk. She's able to do it all.
Josie's not coordinated enough yet. She still runs into walls.
You speak.
And when I say that,
I mean, well, I still like run into walls, so
Let me paint the picture for you. So, like, I'll be sitting in a chair, talking to her.
What?
She will start going to do what I'm asking her to do, and she'll be looking at me and responding to me, and I'll be like, "Honey, turn around," and she'll walk right into the wall because she doesn't watch where she's going.
My sister was like that. Builds character.
It's fun.
Not much character, but it builds character.
It's a kind of character.
Part of a character. Susie has bourbon in baseball, so maybe after a few pods, the wall has been hitting a few times after those as well. So you never know with it how it goes. So
well, it's yeah. I mean, it's called bourbon in baseball, but we drink other things like vodka and tequila mostly. So.
All right, so it's not just bourbon. We said that's the title. I got you.
Gracie, do you like bourbon?
Yeah. Gracie's like, wait, what's bourbon?
Bourbon. Oh, Gracie, you know what that is? What? Yep. She's not quite as familiar with it.
Good job, Gracie.
Perfect answer.
What's your favorite drink? Soda. Wow, that's
What
not
kind
a
of soda?
simple answer in this household. I thought it was supposed to be apple juice. Come on, make me look better.
Gracie, what's your favorite soda?
What's your favorite soda? What's your favorite soda?
Is it Mountain Dew or is it Coke?
Root beer.
Oh, root beer. Okay.
Root beer.
There it is.
Okay, Gracie, who's your favorite team on the TV right now?
Are you ready
I
for
need
the
to know who to put my money on.
Diamondbacks?
Diamondback.
Who do you want to see win?
Oh, junk. Oh, my gosh.
Come on, you got to tell us. Who you got? The Diamondbacks. All right. The Diamondbacks, Susie, she does get your
Let's
vote.
go.
We get it.
Does Daddy have a
Good
gun
job,
to your
Gracie.
head right
Good
there?
job. I knew you were smart. I knew you were a smart girl.
In 18 years, you got a podcast host with you here in the making here with you. You got it.
Let's do it. Love it.
Get through college there first year, young lady. All right, so that's what she's got. And she's gonna keep going on it as I go. That's great. So we got fifth inning here, top of the fifth. Gallen again looking sharp. The rain. I just don't have a good feeling though about them getting shut out inning after inning like this. I don't know. Like I feel like the baseball karma comes back to get you at some point if the more you let this continue to. Oh, we're just gonna leave men on base like you were saying, Susie. It always comes back to bite you at some point. So we'll see.
Oh, eventually.
What inning did you guys start on?
Yeah.
We started in basically the bottom. We came on just at the bottom of the first, I believe. That's when we came on.
So we've been going on for an hour, so maybe an hour, 20 minutes, and it's already the fifth inning.
Baseball makes a difference to speed.
That is why the pitch clock is the greatest thing ever. I love that.
What do you
not
inning
3
do you
hours
think
in
without Logan? Right now,
Oh,
like
it's
taking second inning.
2.5
right now?
hours at least.
So fifth inning right now. You think we'd be in like the third inning right now if it was old school? Like,
Old school. It would have been, maybe the second actually.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
The pitching's been good enough. We'd be in the third still. Third, maybe even pushing to the fourth.
Oh,
'Cause
okay,
the
yeah.
Pitching's
You're right.
been good enough.
I told you I get frustrated by the West Coast starts. Like I was getting pissed off at. I was like, I don't want to see an NLCS game start at 2:05. I can't. I'm at work. I can't watch a game like at work. So like when the games would last 5 hours, I could get home and watch all of them, and then the last game be on until like 10:30 at night. They're going a little too fast at times, but I do think for the overall product of the game, I don't want to sit in traffic. I don't want 30 seconds of nonsense that, a guy playing with his gloves or fixing his uniform or a catcher running out for nothing. Like, nobody enjoys waiting for the internet to load. Like, we don't need that in the game. So I do appreciate the fact that they've
Amen.
I appreciate they've kept the rules. So I like Susie, the game day thing. I'd be like, what is possibly taking 5 minutes for the next pitch to happen here? Like, I mean, when you're not watching, I'm like, what could possibly be taking 5 minutes?
And I'm like, what's the on-field delay? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, exactly.
So the old man in me.
Back in my day.
Hold on, no.
No,
There's
not.
a
You
reason
can't say that.
baseball was called the American pastime.
Oh.
It's how you passed time back in the day. It was always meant to be a slow game. It was America's pastime. Now football.
Yeah, but
is America's pastime.
this way I can enjoy more baseball. Like, if the Astros, start their game at like 6 or whatever, that game ends at like 8:30, 8:45. Then I can watch a West Coast game. I get more baseball.
Yep.
I understand. I mean, I understand speeding up the game. I'm as much as I was against it. It has made things a little bit easier to get through. But at the same time, I got no time to go hit the John. I got no time to check on the kids in between innings. There's no pitching changes for me to go grab a drink. Like, if you walk away,
care about that.
I understand that, but I'm talking about just at home. So I think about, do I want to go pay $130 to go get decent seats at the game, and then when I want to go away to get one beer, I miss 2 innings? Is that worth it?
So you're talking about actually being at the game, not
like
how long does it take you to take a dump at home? Like, God.
No, I mean, dude, I got kids.
Oh yeah,
Susie, you can attest to this. Kids always slow down everything you do.
Darren,
you probably agree.
Yep.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yep.
Full-heartedly.
Dude, they follow you to the bathroom, Logan. They don't give you peace of quiet. Like, I have to lock my bathroom door, and yes, I don't rush because that's my only time alone.
My wife in the background says it's her that has to do most of that work. So just a little cheap shot in my background right here coming at me. So just letting you know.
Sorry.
I mean, I wasn't gonna throw you under the bus. So
fathers don't do that stuff. Fathers don't do that stuff. We don't do that stuff. Susie, you do that. Josh, amen. If you do it, you're a better man than me. Yeah.
Dude, I gotta have my daughter's at that. She's at that age where she's starting to ask questions. She don't need to see nothing on accident, and she's not old enough for all that yet. So yes, I take precautions.
We all had okay. We talked about
maybe we need to work on some time management in the bathroom. I think you're doing too much in there.
Dude, I'm talking. No, you don't understand. If I'm gone for 15 seconds, she comes looks for me.
I'm impressed.
She's my little buddy.
All my daughter says I love my mom, but I don't.
She can help. She can help you. She can hold your hand if it gets too hard, to push. But
good God.
Oh, Logan taking it to the Logan. That's how we get to 7-2. That's what I told you. We gotta stay right at it. We gotta stay right at it. That's hilarious. Hey, I have to ask you guys this. Have you, Susie? Sounds like you've listened to the radio, do the game day thing. Josh, I know you've been watching on TV. Logan, I know you have. Okay, there's TBS that does it during the postseason. You have ESPN does the wild card. And you have Fox Sports 1 that does the, basically right now the World Series and through. Okay, is it just me, or would you rather have the TBS guys in the studio do the FS1 World Series stuff? Like Jeter, Ortiz, and Rodriguez, I would replace with Granderson, Rollins, and Pedro any day on that set. Like that's how I perceive it. ESPN, they really don't have anybody that excites me in that regard. Does anybody feel differently about that?
Yes, because the NBA has ruined everything because they have Shaq and Charles Barkley, who are the best, analysts ever, with Ernie Johnson, and then they try to make Big Papi and Alex Rodriguez the new Shaq and Charles Barkley, and it sucks.
But that's FS1. TBS is related to TNT, and they have the better guys.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is TBS is so much better because they know what they have.
No, you're right. I don't. And Pedro's so good. I feel like Pedro's the guy. Like when I love listening to him talk baseball. Susie,
I like
you feel
I
that way
like
about
Pedro and Poppy. I'm like, can you just get Pedro and Poppy on a set? Like that would be awesome.
That'd be good stuff. Too much.
Don't
That's
Red
what I
Sox,
wanna
maybe?
see.
Too much Red Sox.
But like A-Rod and Jeter, like
Ugh.
just
Ugh.
I don't need them. I don't need them at all.
Jeter, I don't need him on there at all. I don't. Why is he on there? Like, other than being a name, he is not to me very good at what he's doing right now. I'd rather have anybody else bring the game.
I would rather have Jeter than A-Rod, and that's saying something.
That's
A-Rod's just cheesy
man. I mean,
enough
I
to
agree
me.
with you, but that's
A-Rod
still-
scares me. He's a little too like. He's got like his face that he does, like he forces a smile, like he's having a great time, and poor
That's
and
Paul.
Carroll finally out.
Yeah, he didn't do good. We'll see. Marte, one of the most incredible stats I've ever seen as he got out as he's up right now. He has 20-game hitting streak in a postseason. Has not got
Yep.
I mean, I think he's right. He's 0 for 1 right now, so we'll see what he does in the bat to keep it going tonight. But I mean, my goodness, you talk about being a pain in the you know what? I mean, unreal the hitting streak he's on there, Susie. 20 games. That's a nut 16 right now. I mean, all right, what guy are we going to look out for? Well, maybe the guy who gets a hit every postseason.
Yeah, I was shocked.
Yeah.
What's the on base record?
I was like, oh, all right, Cal Marte, like
Darren, can you look that up? Or Logan,
he's
can you
it
look that
right
up?
now.
Yeah, I'll look it up. Yeah,
Because
he just can't.
he's walked already, so that's 21 games in a row on base.
Well, the on base record might be. I bet the on base record is probably. I bet he's already beat that. No, I bet there's like you said. I bet the on base record is a little bit more. Would be my
Well,
guess.
that's what I'm curious. I wonder how many I wonder if he could even make it. Like if they went to 7 games, and he got on base every game, would he even tie or match it?
Well, he has the 20-game hit streak, but like I said, 16 are from this year, so a few are from the previous time he made the postseason as well. Hey. Yes, I am from Australia at the moment, sir. I can get you the accent if I need to. I'm good at it. I had this kid. I had this kid in PE. Speaking of accents, he just did an Australian accent the other day. Very impressed with it. Yeah, we had that second inning with it. We got Evaldi here. Evaldi's been. I mean, this guy is he starting to go into postseason lore a little bit here with the Red Sox and now the Rangers? If he wins this year,
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in the top 5 in history. I mean, how is he not? It's just stats, man.
Top 5 what?
He's like top 5 winning percentage of playoff pitchers.
I thought you were saying top 5 pitchers, and I was like, what the heck?
No. I mean, statistically, he's going to have to be in the legendary playoff pitchers.
He's been awesome. He throws strikes. He hits the corners. I mean, there's not much more you want from a starting pitcher in the postseason. And right now he's battling again, and he's been able to get out of jams this postseason. Obviously, in this game alone, he has another runner on base here in the bottom of the 5th inning. So we'll see if Moreno can do some damage here. I'm a player also I'm starting to really like even more. We'll see what he does with it. So we'll see if he jumps on here with it. So hopefully he'll make it a little bit interesting here. Susie, she had to leave here for a minute. Hopefully, if she does jump back on, Susie, if you cannot, we do appreciate you joining us, taking some time out of your evening to join us here this evening. So, Josh, that was fun having Susie on. If she can't jump back on with us, getting her thoughts on baseball.
Absolutely. It's been forever since
I've talked. She's back and better than ever. There she is. There she is. She's back.
There she is.
We weren't
sure. Recorded?
We weren't sure. We had to give you we want to give you your proper respect before you go. So let us know.
So now you don't get it when you leave now.
Yeah, we want to make sure.
That's fair.
We want to make sure you hear
That's
it
fair.
so we get credit for it. No, I gave her the big salad. I gave her the big.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I would hate for y'all not to get credit. So
we definitely do have to get a little for it. We were just talking about Evaldi there and how nasty he's been with.
Golly.
Just hitting the corners, and right there, that pitch is nasty too.
Dude, and the thing is, he's almost through 5, and his pitch count's good to go another inning. If they want to, they can throw him back out there because he hasn't even been through the whole lineup twice yet, has he? Or yeah, he is. He's going through the 3rd time now.
Oh, base hit to right field.
I don't want to give Evaldi his flowers. Okay, like begrudgingly
Sorry.
I will, but I don't want to.
I mean, remember, when somebody does something good, we gotta set aside our bias. It's like I had to do with Dusty Baker
Yeah.
earlier.
So you can give him his flower, and I'll take it.
That's well spoken. Put that on a
You'll
t-shirt.
deflower him?
Let's go, Christian Walker. Let's
All
go.
right, so we Diamondbacks again.
I swear to God, if they don't score a run,
But it's 2 outs.
come on, Tommy Sam.
Now Tommy
Oh,
Pham, he's
Pham.
going to swing at the first pitch, right?
That's our favorite player in the postseason.
That's gonna be that's gonna. Oh, hey, you know what? Yadier Molina said
Susie's favorite
the
player.
reason he always swung at first pitches was because it was gonna be the best pitch he was gonna see anyways.
I don't hate that theory. Back in the day, I'd be like, never swing, take walks.
And I don't hate that. It's just,
If he were a
whenever he
better hitter,
had
it'd be
2
nice.
guys before him walk on 8 pitches, and then he
That's
swings
true.
at the first pitch that's 2 feet above the strike zone, that's when I have an issue with it. I love Yachty. I love him now more than I did last year.
You don't get that now. No, you
I
don't.
do get that. I do.
No, you don't. No, hold on. I'm gonna scold you right now. You don't get
Okay.
that. You're not a ride and die for a Cardinal legend. No.
Hold on, Walker just stole second real quick, Josh. So runners on second and third.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that hasn't happened for me yet.
Do you know who leads the Diamondbacks in steals for the series?
I want to say Corbin Carroll, but I'm guessing I'm wrong.
I'm gonna say Tommy Pham.
Known speedster Christian Walker.
Man, you're right. I should have guessed on that. He does.
No one looks at him.
They got the base here. So runners 2-1 count. Evaldi, this is a big part of the game here. This is what I'm saying. This is what the Diamondbacks need. This is the 5th straight inning. They just showed the stat: 0 for 3, 0 for 1, 0 for 2, 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position. You're here. This is where you got to deliver, Tommy Pham. You talked the trash in the on deck circle. Let's see if you can deliver in this moment. Remember, Tyler had that funny comment last comment, Josh and Logan, where he's like, "It's not good for baseball if Tommy Pham's your second best player." So we'll see if he can deliver, even though Tyler disagreed with that comment. So he'll be joining us here around the 7th inning. So we'll see if Tommy Pham can get it done. 3-1 count. Here's what I got.
Tommy Pham gets what hit here. And Arizona come back and wins this series. He becomes part of a legend.
Oh yeah, exactly. And that's what baseball. I'm always. For me, that's the part that I always fall in love with. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Oh my God, they walked him.
Mr. Maddox coming out to the.
All right, hold on. Mike's gonna give him the claw. Wait for it. Mike's gonna give him the claw. I haven't noticed this in a while. I haven't got to sit and actually watch a game.
Who's warm?
There it is.
Is anyone
There's
warm?
the claw.
Nope. It's him. It's Evaldi right now. It's his game at this moment.
Oh yeah, they're not gonna pull him out. But it's Lourdes Gurriel.
Yep.
Dude, he hits home runs with people on base in key moments sometimes. This could be a grand slam for Arizona.
Yeah.
They have Brad.
Hey, at least I didn't think he chokes most of the time.
Oh gosh. Josh,
he smoked one in game 2.
It just brought up the graphic. First 5 starts, 5 walks. Tonight, 5 walks. So obviously you've seen a little bit of a decline in his command tonight as maybe the season's got longer. Gurriel Jr. trade from the Blue Jays. Big moment here. Big spot at the moment. We'll see if he can get the job done. Diamondbacks season on the line. Can go into DBacks history. Ground ball up the middle. Can he beat it out to first base?
Don't swing at the first pitch, Gurriel. Please don't.
And he gets out of it.
Oh.
Hold on. Don't say nothing.
He swings at the first pitch.
He did.
These people, I swear. I swear. Oh my gosh, these people, they do this stupid crap every time. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to swing at the first pitch because, it doesn't make sense. Oh, gosh.
I mean, swing it if it's in the strike zone.
Breaking ball.
It's got to be in the zone, though.
Fucking idiots. I swear. I mean.
Okay, are we worse?
It's like watching the Astros all over again.
It's like watching the St. Louis Cardinals and Yadier Molina.
That play.
And his downfall.
So many times.
Susie's reliving the Astros grounding out the show. Come on! What are we doing right now at the time? Right now, what are we doing? We're blowing opportunities at the moment.
Dude, they should have just tried to steal home.
I'm not even kidding you. I think there was at least three times in the CS where we had bases loaded and we had the pitcher on the ropes and we couldn't get anyone to score a measly run. Not even one. Not even one. That's
Welcome to being a baseball fan.
Oh,
Susie.
baseball is so cruel. Like I said, I've scared people because of my intensity towards the game. That's how much the frustration make people make it. I'm with you. Like it's such a painful game, and I feel like the part for me that's always makes it such a fascinating postseason sport. We had Mike McHenry on a few weeks ago, the former catcher. It's like every pitch brings its own drama. And I feel like that's what kind of that like anxiety feeling that comes with each pitch, like foul ball. All right, we got to redo all this again. So to me, it's just a really special sport, and like it does cross a lot of pain in regards. And as my wife is saying in my background, like a producer, you do make people cry. So yes, I'm sorry. I get there's a lot of them. When Coco Chris drops a ball in third, I have to slam my fist down on the bed. I have to get frustrated. That cost us a game. I'm sorry. Like. I want to experience what Susie experienced. I want to experience a World Series victory, and let alone my team is losing to Vegas in a couple of years. So I got to leave that in regard. So that's a whole different sport.
Hold on, Darren. I got to ask.
Yeah.
Are your loyalties going to stay with the team, or are you going to find a new team?
Oh,
it's got to be harder to root for the Giants, right?
No. That's not an option. Like the Giants are not an option. Like I always watch the Giants games and I've watched them because in the Bay Area you get spoiled to get to watch them. So like that part I'm always gonna do, but I definitely will not be rooting for them. I get more joy out of them losing. So that's always been one of my things with it. I'm an A's fan. It is what it is. You can't. Go Royals. Go out. That's not going to happen in any day. I'm a baseball fan. I love the game.
I mean, that would be a fair transition for you. It'd be really easy.
It would be a crappy team. Honestly,
you'd be moving on up.
You could be an Angels fan. It's about the same.
It'd be that. It'd be the Pirates. If that was the team I was going to do second.
Okay, there you go.
It'd always be the Pirates.
Oh, hey, the Pirates got some young players that can do some things.
Yeah, they got some.
Yeah, but the Pirates are the Pirates, and we'll do what the Pirates do.
And Cruz didn't even play last year. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to let everyone know we're in the 6th inning. I don't know if anyone saw the graphic, but I just want to say, everyone, keep your mouth shut.
All right.
Okay, fair enough.
Don't do that.
Susan took a minute, but she got it.
Don't be that person. Don't be the person who ruins anything.
I got it.
I can't believe you didn't know that was already going on.
Billy B.
No, I did. I just didn't want to mention it.
Because I was waiting to say something.
I'm not going to say anything.
Mine was I was like, wait, did it? But yeah, okay. Anyways,
his pitch count is beautiful right now.
If we see Castro or Frias in the game, just turn it off because it's just it'll be a. But if we,
My wife's in the background as you guys are talking. She's like looking at me like you guys are talking about something from like CSI, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, it's a blah blah blah. So you guys
are you kidding me?
He's like, oh, that was great. Like, she's like, you thought that was serious? We were talking about like, nope. Baseball inside. We know what we all know it. We just can't say it. Sorry, honey. You can't bring that out to it.
If Danny Mac was on, he had already been talking about it in the 4th inning, so it's fine. I've got the game muted.
Who's Big Mac?
Hey,
Danny Mac
is he's a St. Louis legend.
Is he one of the
fantastic?
Who's your guys' radio announcer, Logan?
For the Rangers? I have no idea.
No. For the Cardinals. It seems like it's time for him to almost call it up. I was curious who that was.
No, so for the TV, it's Chip Carey.
Radio, though.
Radio is
Rick
it's
Horton,
3 guys.
John Rooney.
Yep, John Rooney. Mike Claiborne and who's the other the main?
I only bring that up because the Giants announcers out here are up for the Tony Frick Award. The Cubs announcer made the Hall of Fame with last year, so it's always a big deal out here when I drive into work. They're always on the radio, so I'll see if the Giants announcers make the Hall of Fame this year with it. I got my guy Simi up, by the way, in the first inning. It should have been an AH for life, but it is what it is. From the Bay Area, went to Cal Berkeley, one of my favorite players in the league as well. So we'll see what happens here with the Hall of Fame. The Ford Frick is always an interesting one with me because I love, like I said, the announcers of baseball. So I just feel like there's so many good guys that get left off this list of like telling stories. Like Susie, you're even mentioning your Astros announcers that you like kind of enjoy and listening to tell stories. It's like, but it takes a while for these guys to get appreciated by everybody else. Like, I don't know, like for me, that part is different. So I know I always enjoy like the announcers. That's why it's good for me not to see Buck on the airwaves. Sorry, Cardinals guys. I'm not a Buck guy, so he's not on. I am enjoying that a little bit more. Are you guys?
You're talking about Joe, right?
Jack is awesome. Or I mean, Joe
Jack
Buck
was
was awesome.
amazing.
No, it's who we're talking about. Jolton Joe is who we're talking about.
No one cares about Jack anymore.
Nobody cares about Jack anymore. 1985 World Series revisited right there with it.
Yeah.
Simeon up right now, 2 outs with it. Ooh, right off the foot. That's got to hurt with it. Do you guys, Susie, let me ask you this. Do you think if the let's just play hypothetical for a minute. If the Diamondbacks win, are you, like, what's your feeling going back to Texas? You're like, Diamondbacks got this, Kelly, like, or are you kind of like, it's still in the Rangers ballpark?
I have been on the DBacks in 7 train from the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's DBacks in 7.
All right.
So
that's how you should play.
That's where we're gonna go. That's where we're gonna go. And everyone's like, "Oh no, it's over tonight." Like that, and I'm all okay, but like they did this with Philly. Like they were down. Everybody counted them out. Like this is what they do. You know, but
Susie,
how long can the magic last? I'm hoping a little while longer.
Have you watched the 2001 World Series?
Oh, one of the best.
No, give me teams.
Diamondbacks, Yankees.
Oh, I only watched the last game.
Yeah.
Watch 4.
I didn't watch the entire series. I only watched the last game.
Watch game 4 and 5. It's the best. It's 2 of the best games in the history of baseball.
That's
unreal.
I was gonna say kind of
special.
I was doing some research and I kind of realized it kind of is echoing the same type of stuff, aside from Randy Johnson and
9/11.
And 9/11.
Yeah, it's only 9/11 only happened in New York at that time. I'm telling you, if you want to watch premium baseball, like you watch game 4 and 5, Arizona at New York. That's as good a baseball as you'll watch ever. Like the crowd is into every freaking pitch because it's 9/11. Like, and the way the games finish are just, I mean, they're once in a lifetime game finishes. So, Susie, if you're ever looking for a rewatchable, those are 2 recommendations there on it. That's a great call. That's the last time the Diamondbacks actually won the World Series with 2001.
Yeah.
Randy
definitely in the off season we'll have to.
No,
I'll have to keep that in mind.
I'll have to hit you up to do it. We do it's kind of fun because what I do is like I said, I'm kind of a history guy, so I do this with other stuff too. Is like I like to rewatch a game, and then I like to kind of I when you rewatch it, you get different sense of it, of course, and then. Yeah, I kind of like to look up articles that got to happen, quotes, and so it's kind of fun, like analyzing just a game because you can kind of deep dive into it. We had a fun time this year with it with the 2001 All-Star game, kind of doing something like that with the MLB in Seattle in 2001, right before 9/11, 2 months before. So that was kind of fascinating doing that one. So it's kind of fun doing deep diving into games. I told Logan when he came on to do the Rangers Cardinals, one of the games I suggested was an Astros Cardinals postseason game, but there's a couple there. You guys have a few beauties out over there to relook at as well. So to me, that's always, and that's like I was going through some of my stuff, and this is why baseball again. I just it's a love for me, and it's different than the other sports. It's like my grandma was going through my stuff. My grandmother would cut out articles of like old games. So I was like coming across like 1991 Jose Canseco A's article. Like just the other day, going through stuff, and like it's just good. Like baseball just brings a different feel to it. And it's every day. So like as we're getting to Game 5, I think part of the reason I want the Diamondbacks to win is I want the season to continue. I think that's
right. Like more baseball.
Right? Yeah, I think that's where I'm at with it at some point. Is I just love the
game. Give me more baseball.
It is. It's true like that. So and we'll see what happens with it. So yeah, go ahead, Logan.
Okay, so 2001, because this has always been like one of the craziest MVP races. Do you guys remember the top 5 MVPs in the NL that year?
Okay, I can give you NL. I know AL for sure because I was obsessed with the A's at that point. Probably watched all 162 games. So I can give you AL, but NL, I'm going to guess Bonds. I'm going to say Kent won it that year.
Kent did not win it that year, but Bonds is the top 5. He actually won the MVP that year.
Luis Gonzalez?
He was number 3.
Was that pre or post steroids?
During steroids.
Oh yeah, during.
Okay.
He was on steroids from like what 96 through
98 through 2000. Yeah, 5. Yeah.
My favorite steroid guy from that year, Baby Brett Boone.
I'm like, when did he have a normal size head? When he was with the Pirates?
No, he was more with the Giants in 96, 97, 98. It was probably 98, 99.
But go and look at him at his rookie year, and then look at him every year as he changes.
90,
it's ridiculous.
97 is where I would say he probably saw Bonds and Sosa getting millions of dollars and was like, I'm way better than these fools, and these guys are making way more money. Like that's probably what he was starting to think is that. So I'm guessing 97 is when he started it. That's what it says on record when you go to court, but 98 for it kind of seems obvious to me.
Well, I think I remember watching one of those documentaries or whatever when the home run chase was going down between McGuire and Sosa.
Yep.
And I guess it was like one of those years Barry Bonds was doing incredible things, but it was being overlooked because of the home run race. And then he was like, well, F it. Like, all right, I'm obviously over here doing better things, but like no one's gonna pay attention to me, so might as well do the steroids. And I was like, oh, all right. And then like the next season he shows up and his head is like 7 times bigger, and they're like, oh, all right, Barry Bonds.
Susie,
welcome to the show.
I'm assuming
the Kim Burns, Dr.
Long ball. Chicks dig the long ball. Have you seen that commercial before?
Is that one?
Have you seen it with McGuire?
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Okay, so like that, like I think Bonds, like in my head, that's where his like not like I want women, but more in the sense of like what is going on here? I get 40 stolen bases, 40 home runs. I've won 3 MVPs in the early 90s. I'm by far the best hitter. I'm by far the best player. And these guys are roiding up to hit 60 when he would probably win he probably would have won 2 MVPs in that time if it wasn't for that. And I think he fell into that trap. That's right. And then you saw it. He hit 3 home runs. The guy is the best hitter I've ever seen in the history of the world. Like no other hitter have I seen where I'm like, this guy has an advantage over the pitcher. That doesn't happen very often. So I don't know. That 98 thing is so weird. There's so many books written about it too. I've read so many books about it. It's fascinating.
Yeah, the Kim Burns 10th inning that I'm assuming you watched, Susie, is I mean the whole series, the baseball series is great. I rewatched that last year and it's still really great.
That's my favorite movie. I mean that thing is unreal.
Yeah. And it's funny, like it even though like every 5 minutes they're like, this guy died, and it's like, okay, and then it's like the saddest ending to a life ever. He was found in an alleyway, gunned down by our local prostitute who didn't get paid. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Don't do that.
Lefty Nut Grove or whatever.
Learn you.
Don't do stand.
Pay your hoes, man.
Yeah, right. But anyways, so back to the MVP thing real quick. So at number 5 was Lance Berkman. He had 34 home runs. Number 4 was Albert Pujols, who had 37 home runs. Luis Gonzalez had 57 home runs, and I think he had like a couple of stolen bases too.
Who the hell got MVP that year?
Number 2 was Sammy Sosa with 64 home runs.
Okay.
And then Barry Bonds was number 1 with 73.
Bonds. Okay, that makes sense. Bonds 73. All right, that makes sense.
So it's just astounding to me, like the MVP races now are like so not convoluted, but it's like you can win for different things. You don't have to just hit home runs for it. But like back then it was like home runs or die. Although in '98, Mark McGwire hit 70 home runs, and Sammy Sosa still won the MVP, which is a travesty. So whatever.
The team did make the playoffs. That is a big difference. Obviously,
It was the average.
Yeah, McGuire always made with it. As this game remains to be shut out here in the bottom of the 6th. It's funny that we had an 11-0 game yesterday by the time I went trick or treating with my kids. And then there you go here, like, literally by 5:45 at my house. I'm like, my dad's like 10-0. I'm like, great, game over. I'm like, great, game over, Dad. It's over. So I'm glad to see a good game tonight. Come on, Diamondbacks. Can we get a run? Can we get a little life going? Can we get a clutch hit somewhere along the line here tonight? Can we get this?
They need to.
I mean, because if not, Bochy goes.
I would love that. That would be great.
Bochy goes in that rare category of somebody that won the NL and the AL. If that happens tonight, if he pulls it out, he gets the win. He goes into that Sparky Anderson, that Tony La Russa. He goes into these few guys that have won in the AL and NL. So we'll see if he gets the job done. Tonight and can pull it out. The Rangers have never won a World Series either. So I always feel like this is a big deal for me, Susie, as somebody that's been obsessed with the game. Like I didn't like it when the Cubs won, just from the standpoint of like the mystique of them not winning. Like there was like I kind of enjoyed that storyline. I just like the storyline.
So
you know what I mean? So like the Rangers, they haven't won in a long time ever in their franchise. I think if they win, it's like the Brewers. Help me out with a few others, the Rays that haven't won a World Series. So I think we're like kind of getting to a very few select here. So if the Rangers can pull it off,
Mariners.
the Mariners.
Yeah, they've never even never even gone to the World Series.
No, Mariners have never gone to the World Series. I'm sure
Toronto's
Padres,
no,
Rockies.
Yeah. There it is.
Padres. Yep, that's the other team too. Padres and Rockies. Yep. Padres.
So the Padres are the oldest with who were created in 1969. Brewers were made in 1970, and the Rangers were made in 1972. So 51 years they have never won a World Series.
That's how long the Blues had to wait for a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And of course, we're forgetting about one team because they got renamed the Indians / Guardians. They haven't won in forever. They're the team that they
1953.
Yeah, so they're probably the longest.
Wait, I thought they had won one.
No,
They
lost.
have one.
No?
Not since 1953.
They lost to the Braves in '95, and then they lost to the Marlins in '97, and then they lost to the Cubs in 2016.
Okay,
when they were up
so
3-1. 3-1.
They're giving high fives to Evaldi, so he's coming out. I need to know who's coming in then. Where's the
Montgomery was not Montgomery.
Montgomery started that game.
No, it wasn't Montgomery. It was Bradford was warming up an inning ago, so he was a lefty. We'll see if they keep him in through that inning.
Oh, they showed the graphic.
What graphic?
Oh, it already been sent out.
he just said it. Aroldis Chapman is warming for the Rangers.
No, and they got the base hit, no hitter over. Seager gets it done.
Oh, wow. Right after they put up the graphic, huh? That's shocking.
Would have been a ground ball to third base. Where's that shift, people? Where's it? Where's that? So you believe in that stuff, Logan. I appreciate that.
I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious. So, I mean, it's stupid that they do this crap.
Dude, I'm as superstitious as it gets. Like that is my. It's part of the reason baseball has been part of my. Been a part of a kryptonite of my life too. Is like there is superstition. Like this game comes with real superstition. It really does. Like It really it's if you become obsessed with baseball, it can make you nuts at times. So
Yeah.
I've had that experience. Like, okay, hold on. If I stand right here, the A's will get a hit here with a runner on second base.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
that will happen. Like I've been a sick human being like that. I've gone that far with it. So
I mean the worst
Ranger second and third here. Diamondbacks have blown it again. They got now runners second and third.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like when it rains, it freaking pours. Like a bloop, and it really wasn't a bloop single, but then like Evan Carter freaking hits this, and now you got a freaking double for just.
I think
This is the stuff they had a chance earlier in the game.
I think you got to keep them in though. I don't know if I trust anyone else in that bullpen right now.
Well, no.
Yeah, no. Brent Stromy's going to come out and give him a stern talking to.
I'll tell you who I get ready is that eighth inning guy. We're trying to get him warmed up.
Mantiply, maybe.
Yeah, let's get that guy.
But he's a
Ginkle,
lefty.
yeah.
Let's get
no, no, not Ginkle. They need to get Ginkle up.
No, he needs to be up because he's the guy who can get the strikeouts or the double play. They need him up immediately.
Is he a righty?
Yep. Yeah, he made the Phillies look like fools in their last series. Big at bat for Garver, who wasn't looked upon as a big hitter beforehand, but batting 4 now for Texas. Now that we've kind of made our way through with Garcia out in the series, Texas.
I hate the Rangers. I hate the Rangers. I hate the Rangers.
The D-backs
are 0 for 9 tonight with runners in scoring position.
You're not going to win.
0 for 9.
Not going to win. Base hit. Yep. Right up the middle.
If only they had scored those 7 runs today and not yesterday.
Rangers on the board, 1-0 up the middle. Base hit. We got ourselves a game here. Garver up there. Seager scores. Okay, the Diamondbacks this cannot go more than 2-0. This is not a game where they're going to have a hard time scoring anyways, obviously. So they got to keep this in control. So Gallen only had 80 pitches, but you might want to throw a pitch there. Logan, Josh, you take this just for a second here.
This is my issue with not my issue, but I would hate for the Rangers to win in Arizona. Only because they've never won one, and I would like to see them win in Texas. I don't. That's kind of been my thing. Is like I want to see the home team win at home. I want to see the fans go crazy, and I want to be there. So, yeah, and so that's kind of been my thing about this. I want the D-backs to at least win one more game. So, but Josh,
I agree with you. Because I don't have a horse in this race, but like. If it's the Yankees, I want to see the Yankees lose at home. If it's the Red Sox, I want to see the Red Sox lose at home. If it's the Giants, I want to see the Giants lose at home.
You know, it's always
Dodgers
funny to me that you always get on to people about being biased, and then you're the worst biased person I know.
No, I mean like when we're talking about stats and factual things, we have to be unbiased, but we can have our. I mean, my personal bias is known on this show; it's not hidden.
Yeah.
You hide yours.
I don't have
yours
a
isn't
bias.
as strong as mine.
I don't have a bias.
Big strikeout there by Gallen, by the way.
You tell me who I'm biased for or against.
Your two favorite teams are the Yankees and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
The Yankees. All teams. Gallen keeps it 1-0 here. Runners on the corners. Pitching change here, only with 83 pitches. So he is making the call to the bullpen here. This is where I get a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I do get a little nervous when we start to go to the bullpen guys here. Anything can kind of change if they're not on their game. If the D-backs can keep this 1-0, that gives them a little momentum. I know they're losing now, but is there something they can build? They got to get a clutch freaking hit though. It's insane. They can't get anything going tonight.
If somebody's going to do it,
my only hope is that Aroldis Chapman comes in the next inning and just gives up 43, walks the first 2, and then someone can get like a clutch hit that will, like line drive.
Something.
Double RBI, like that would be great. I need Aroldis Chapman to be the Aroldis Chapman that we all know that he can be.
He can be it. You can do it. We believe in you. We believe in you. Hey, just while we're in a commercial break, can I go to this real quick? News and notes here. Melvin to the Giants. Padres need to borrow $50 million. What's more intriguing in this storyline? Melvin, the Giants getting a new manager, Gabe the Babe Kapler, as I call him. With man, what a beard, keeps it trimmed. What a fat. Well done, Gabe. But he's gone. Melvin comes in, Bay Area guy, went to Cal Berkeley. He takes the job. Or is it more intriguing to you that the Padres need to borrow $50 million for payroll? Susie, you're the guest here in that sense. I'll give you the first word on that. Logan, your second guess.
Juan Soto, you are now on some other team. I don't know which other team, but you in that contract, you were gone. Like,
Wow.
I am shocked that they're doing this. Like, there's no way that anyone with a half a brain thinks that this is good business practice. Like, what are you thinking is going to happen? Were you expecting like playoff money to come in? Like, how did you think that this was going to go? I was so confused.
I think that's a good point about the playoff money. Thinking ahead like that, thinking, okay, if we spend this now, we'll get this revenue later. Bad business plan. And since it felt like the Padres, just the Bogarts one felt really weird this offseason. Like, it was just like, what are we doing? Like, it didn't even feel like a real move in some sense. It just felt like an over-the-top one. Logan, you got thoughts on Melvin or Padres one?
The Padres, I kind of agree with Susie. I know the Yankees have been having talks with them. I'm going to throw another name in there, and Josh is going to get excited. But last year we were talking about Fernando Tatis. If he didn't shape up, or he was going to get shipped out, and he's got the biggest contract on that team. They may be like, you know what? We'll be listening to the Fernando Tatis trade offer, so we can get rid of that that contract, and then we can just start fresh in a certain sense. But I think Soto. I think they would rather keep Soto than Tatis right now.
The Soto part would be very interesting if they get rid of him and who he would go to in a regard like that. Who would they get rid of? Ginkel is in here just to let everybody know against Lowe. This is as big an at-bat as you can have. These next two at-bats are probably game-changing. If we have Lowe get deliver here, we might be looking at a shorter show here. But that's what we got with it. So we'll see where we got. Ginkel throwing a nasty for a second pitch there to get it to 1-1. We'll see where we go here with it going forward. In this inning here, Lowe up. Lowe's been fantastic with him. I know, Logan, you've been talking about him for 12 years, it feels like, ever since I met you. You love yourself some Nathaniel Lowe. I know that.
I do.
You do.
I hate his mustache, but I think he's a very underrated first baseman.
That he is. Here we go. Ground ball to first base. Throws it to home. Force it. We got a pickle. We're in a pickle. Third baseman there. Shout out to Sandlot. Gets him out. Gets Carter out in third base. That's one of my favorite parts in that movie. We got a pickle. We got a pickle. All right. We rounded around third there. So big out there by Ginkel. Susie, I believe in momentum. I feel like Arizona gets out of this. Maybe there's a little spark that could happen here. That's how I think. If I'm being pessimistic as a Diamondbacks fan, build a little momentum, get a little bit. That's all I can think of. Rangers bad bullpen. I don't know. That's where I'm trying to hold out a little hope here. If I'm a D-backs fan,
I'm really hoping that, like, because the Texas bullpen cannot keep doing this tight rope act that it's been doing for this entire postseason. So I need, like, at some point it will implode on itself, and I think I'm hoping that this is the game.
I'm surprised they really made it this far with their bullpen. I called them out early. Like I said, like, it's just, to me, insane that they've had the most blown saves and the most saves. It's just such a crazy stat to me. As what Bochy trying to argue that Carter got fouled off there, that's kind of an interesting little take there with it. Bochy trying to get a little advantage there on that play, saying it hit him, I guess, on the foot. That's probably what he's saying, is that it hit his foot, and that's why he grounded out. But it looks like the play didn't stand. And we got Heim up. The catcher has been pretty good here against Ginkel. As clutch a situation here as you can get for the Rangers. They can get a base hit here. This give it 2 runs. What a big difference in the series as well. Brian, my Padres are a disaster. Yes, the Pods are a disaster. They
I
are.
want to hear Josh's take on the Padres.
Yeah, go ahead, Josh.
I mean, all right. So they're getting Mike Schilt is going to be the new manager if they can get rid of Melvin, right?
Figured.
Like that's the rumor I heard. So knowing what we know about Mike Schilt, if he has any say in construction of the roster, I think he might try to dump Tatis and Soto.
Wow.
Why?
Tatis would be the interesting one.
Why?
Yeah, why?
I mean, Soto would be borderline for me, but I don't know if that's the type of player that he wants in his system with his roster.
Too big bat.
Even with as skilled as he is, like if he could get,
Big.
I don't know. I haven't thought this one all the way through. I was kind of going with this on the fly,
Oh, okay.
but
Tell me.
because I didn't know this question was coming. Sorry.
Right on, dude.
Oh,
But
sorry, I didn't. I figured you would have
Don't apologize.
something all barreled up and ready to go.
Apologize. For
Oh
that.
no. But we just know what kind of guy Schilt is. He's very old school, traditional, defense first, no flash, fundamental. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm thinking his style.
So
I could see him being something different to go get a player of or a package that would be similar caliber, just guys that he would prefer to have in the clubhouse.
You guys
So
don't
I
find
wonder-
it fascinating that they let the manager of their team go to the other team in their own division? Like they just are like, yeah, go ahead, you can have them. Like, oh, well, hold on.
I think
When
it's
did
weird,
that happen last time? Hold up. Bochy went to the Giants. Yeah, I do remember that happening. They let the Padres let him go to the Giants, and he had some. I'm just saying, I don't understand really what Nolan's not a terrible manager. I don't get what they're thinking here.
Yeah, that's. I wonder if it's just that he's not good at managing
I don't think
those
he
guys.
was I don't think he was. Well, from everything that I heard, there was like tension between like front office and like how he wanted to, like run it, and then front office wanted to run a different way.
I can see that.
So I don't know,
No, that makes
but
sense.
I'm gonna sign off, guys, before I have a coronary, with a Aroldis Chapman pitching. Also, because I have to go to the bathroom, so
Susie,
Fun.
thank you.
I
for
appreciate
joining.
y'all.
Susie.
Yep.
Let me hang out.
Appreciate it. Best of luck. See ya. Peace. Susie, grateful to spend some time with us here tonight. Josh, I haven't had her on in a while, so I reached out to her this afternoon. So glad she could take some time to be on with us this evening, give her thoughts on the World Series, and obviously a bathroom break is always very critical and important. So I understand that pause in the action there with it. So it was good. It was good to connect with her again on it and get her thoughts on the World Series there.
Yeah, she's a lot of fun.
So
And she makes some really good points. And she
She
brings a
does.
very interesting point of view to it.
She
a
does.
woman's point of view.
Yeah. I'll say this. My wife kept
I'm not saying
laughing
that.
when she talked,
It's just
so
a
that's-
different point of view.
She does. And I think part of that, like I said, is it's always fascinating to me that she like just so new to the game. Like it's just kind of it's kind of like me with hockey a little bit, kind of trying to find a way into it later, but the Sharks are too terrible for me to do that. But sorry, Josh, try to get a little hockey in there for you this evening.
I appreciate it. My Blues are playing right now too, so I'm flipping back and forth.
To Susie's point, Chapman is in. He's been more effective this postseason than I thought he was going to be. We got bottom of the 7th inning here. Gets the first out. Rangers up 1-0 in the game here. We'll see. They got 8 outs left in their World Series champs. We'll see if the series ends tonight. It would be fascinating if the Rangers go undefeated on the road. Does anybody else find that? 11-0 on the road. So does baseball postseason, like home field advantage, just not matter? I guess or is this just a one-off?
I
It's
wonder
about-
why.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead,
Logan.
Josh.
Oh my gosh.
Logan, I defer to you, sir.
What?
He defers to you.
On the home field? Oh, I have no idea. I'm
11-0.
curious to what it is. Like, I wonder if they just feed certain teams just feed on like the negative support or something, like going in as underdog the whole time.
Yeah.
And so I think if you have a whole bunch of fans behind you, it's like weird for a little bit.
When you guys saw Chapman with the Reds when he first came up, what did you guys think about him?
I hated it every time he came into a game because he was that good.
Just couldn't hit him at all.
Yeah. I thought it was weird that he was so fast. Like, I remember when he hit like 105,
Yeah.
and that was so novel at the time. Like, I'd never seen that from a pitcher. And so I was like, how is anybody supposed to even get to that? And I thought, well, he kind of throws outside the strike zone, so I think everybody should just lay off of him and like not try to swing. But that was kind of my first impression. But like everyone would just swing through it, and it would be the weirdest thing ever.
Marte walked here, by the way, just to get run
Yeah.
our first one out. I remember this at bat. I have a sick memory where I can remember weird things. Like there's this at bat, like Altuve must have been his third year in the league. The Astros were terrible. Chapman was at it kind of in his peak there a little bit, and there was like 2 outs right at our first regular season game. I just remember Altuve fouling like 9 pitches off in a row against Chapman. And I was like, all right, this guy's built a little differently as a hitter. Like, just because like you see it when you see a guy throw 102, you go 12 at pitches with him. And I just remember it being kind of one of those at bats that stuck out with me. Moreno in a big spot here. Can he deliver? The Diamondbacks just have not been able to get the big hit tonight at all. They need somebody to pick up this fan base, somebody to get the energy going here. I think in a way, America is in some ways rooting for him a little bit. Anti-George Bush there for a little bit. We are with them for Game 5 here, so we do want that to be a series here. They have boards warming up in the bullpen here. We'll see what Moreno does here with it against Chapman. He's kind of just turned into a little bit of a wild card a little bit now. His career's gone on. Like you're not sure what you're going to get out of him. Do you guys feel the same way from when you watch Chapman pitch?
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird that he was so good with the Royals, and then we all thought that he was having a resurgence in his career, and then all of a sudden he came to the Rangers, and he's kind of back to his old ways.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Struck out Moreno there, 2 outs. He's high in the zone. If he can locate high, you're not touching him. Like if he's located, like right, Josh. If you hit Chapman high in the zone, like Josh, there's no way these guys are touching him. As Bochy's looking to make a change here to the righty, but Chapman comes in and does his job here as the Rangers are 7 outs away. Walker, this could be a big at bat, Josh, versus the righty here. 1-0. Board's coming in. This is kind of where you're starting to get in the meat and potatoes of a baseball game here.
Oh yeah, I mean, like with the success or the lack thereof the Diamondbacks are having, I mean, they're running out of opportunities, and now they're down. So they got to make something happen. You got a guy on base. You need to find a way to get him across home plate and tie this game up before it's too late.
Now, your wife said you can go 19 innings, right? Just want to make sure if we did go to that point, she did say you were good for 19.
What?
Say what? That says enough.
I've got the baby on my lap right now, and I'm feeding her.
How are you feeding her?
Oh, she's laying down on my lap, and I got the bottle.
Oh, bottle.
Thank God. Logan, we were calling CPS there.
We
were worried. Logan would have done it in a second there with it. So
I called CPS.
I brought it up earlier. Yeah, I brought it up. Oh, there she is. What's your daughter's name again, please? I'm sorry.
This one is Savannah.
Savannah. I should know that. We have 2 Savannahs at our school. I should know that. It's funny. Like when I literally have, we have 203 students at our school. And I do PE with all the classes except for 2. So I'm pretty good at understanding their names. But the 2 classes I don't do, I can't remember. And then there's some that I've been teaching for like 5 years. And I'll be like, Lauren. She'll be like, my name's Madison. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, you idiot! You're ahead of the game. I'm like, what does about? I'm like,
Well, she's about to scream because I got to burp her real quick. So hold on.
All right, burping's part of the game. We know that's part of it. Hey, Logan, when I think of Arizona Diamondbacks players, I have this down. Who are the best players that come to your mind immediately? Go.
Johnson, Gonzalez, Goldie. Who was that one guy? For some reason, who's the Nationals? The Nationals hero in 2019, Gerardo Parra,
You think I have?
and Manny, someone, and who played third base a couple years ago.
That's funny. I think I like Kurt Schilling, Tony Womack.
Oh,
those
Kurt.
are guys that come to my mind.
Womack, yeah.
Those are guys that come to my name there. Mark Reynolds comes to my mind a little bit as well with the D-backs.
Upton, Justin Upton.
Upton Jr. is a good one there. That's a good one. Him and BD for the Rays.
First time I saw Justin Upton, he hit a broken bat home run, and I thought, I did not know that was even possible. So that was awesome.
I remember Barry Bonds did that against at the old Marlins Stadium. This was crazy, like back in the day. This is before, kind of like the real big steroid barrier. Bottom of the seventh, Walker up. Logan, this is why we did the live stream. These kind of at bats right now as we kind of move forward to the prime time of the innings here. Appreciate you taking some time to join us too this evening with it. Walker up. He's been good the last 3 games. He had struggled before that, so he's at a big point here in the game. We'll see what he does here with it. 2-0 count. He's in a prime time to get a hit here with it. Where are you at in the game? Just so I don't have to run for you.
Bounced off of Heim right then. And I'm so shocked that Heim didn't try to grab it from the ground and put it right in the middle of the strike zone and try to get the umpire to call it a strike.
You're not a big Jaime Do guy. I know that. You've been against Jaime.
It just drives me insane that he does that pitch thing where he just it's all the way over here and then he tries to frame it right down the middle. My dad said he thinks that it's because he's so tall that he has to frame it better for the ump.
God. Walker lined out to center field. God.
Oh gosh.
Dang it.
This is the most boring series ever.
So hold on. Do you agree with that then? So I kind of been bringing that up as the show's been going on because, and I'm kind of glad you touched on it, is like me and you will watch baseball. Like me and you aren't the people that worry about, but like I feel like it is if NFL is on, they're not, unless it's like Yankees Cup, like they're not going to outscore anybody, right? Like, and then if you go NBA kind of feels like they're starting to take over baseball a little bit, and maybe already have. Do you think baseball it's almost become too regional to where a World Series like this between Texas and Arizona just doesn't draw? It's Southern Belt, right? It's a Southern Belt kind of thing. And then you have 2 franchises that really aren't that sexy. I feel like it's simple.
Well, I think going into the season, no one expected the Rangers and the D-backs to be here, or even in the playoffs. And so I think
the Rangers
that kind of goes.
Expected.
Okay, maybe a little bit, but they weren't expected to go anywhere in the playoffs. Really, they were, and I think that's something that casual fans look at and they'll say, "Oh, well, they're not really good. They're not really good teams. Why are they in the World Series?" And it's like that doesn't make sense. And I think that kind of turns some fans off. I think with basketball, it's really easy to follow a team because, I mean, it's not a team sport; it's a player sport. I like a certain team because of a player. I like the Mavs because of Luka Doncic. You may like the Warriors because of Curry, and you like their personalities also, and you also live in the Bay Area, so that works out for you. But like I think the players are more of the story than the actual teams in a way.
And this is where I just think baseball has messed up. I agree with when you have Rob Manfred had this thing with Tony Clark where it's like, well, Manfred loves the postseason obviously because like, well, great, it's unexpected. But my thing is this: in the regular season, if you would have had the top 2 teams match up in the postseason, you would have had a Braves Dodgers best of 7. I'm just saying, let's just say you keep it simple like that. That's what you get. And you get that drama. You get the best teams that are in there, the teams that have the best players in there. And I'm not saying the Diamondbacks are a bad team. I'm not saying the Rangers are a bad team. And they have bad – like Seager's obviously a great player. He's right up there in the top 7 of all-time players with home runs here. I'm just saying that when you have this thing, you're going to have more teams that win less games, make the World Series from this point on. This isn't going to be the first. Like, you're going to have plenty of teams that are 6 and 4 seeds matching up in the World Series. And you have to be okay with that when you start to extend teams. Like, baseball's different than football. Like, you're not always going to get the best players to perform the best in a 7-game series.
Nice play.
That was a very beautiful play, by the way.
And I agree with that. I think the issue is, the wild card series needs to be fixed. It needs to be a 1-game playoff, or if you're doing the 3 games, have a doubleheader in one of them. I think that would be interesting, and I think that would be I would watch that.
The doubleheader. I'm just worried, Josh or Logan and Josh, whoever Josh I know is on mute at the moment, so I know that's our signal that we might have something going on. But my thing is though, Logan, is like I'm not sure. I don't know, man. Like I love the game, and I'm disappointed that other people don't appreciate the way I do, and I'm just kind of worried that we're not, as fans, we're not selling it the way we need to be selling it. And like I think baseball could be unique in some ways by saying that the top 2 teams in each league make it. And it's like, well, we need this long division series. Yeah, but what if you were unique? What if you had just the West versus the East? Like, I'm just saying, like, I think sometimes like we think more is better, but sometimes I believe in this theory, less is more. And I think if you have like these primetime teams in these matchups and you end the World Series October 16th, in my opinion, baseball does a greater good. That's how I feel about it. Especially the way America. And it's like, well, then my team won the World Series. It's like, well, your team didn't do good for 162 games. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, I don't feel sorry for you in that sense. And like, I'm glad that the Rangers might get their first World Series, but like, let's be honest, there's a lot of teams that could have won the World Series in 1985 if there were 6 teams in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's something baseball has to acknowledge.
Yeah, and I think like, and I think that something that's wrong with the playoffs right now, the playoff format, is you have all these players playing 62 games, and then you are adding on a 3-game series, a 5-game series, which is 8 games, another 7 and 2 7 game series, and so that, what is that, 193 games in total or something?
Yep.
Or near 200 games a year. And I think all these players, they're worn out. And I'm sure Josh is saying to his muted mic right now, he's saying, oh, well, they need to just play better. Well, that's not really the thing. Like, no. I think a lot of people say that, like, oh, they get worn out. Well, they need to prepare better. And it's like, well, that's not always the thing. And I honestly would say a shortened season would be better in a certain extent. Like 142 games, maybe.
20 off? I mean, I'd say 10, and I'd be good with 10 off of it.
There it is.
I was going to say Josh was going to, with his daughter on, I can't say anything negative. What a great father. What a man.
I hear you.
What a feel. What an energy for the game. What a passion. Yes,
she was not happy when her bottle went empty, so it took me a minute to get her to calm down.
A dork? Sorry, I have my youngest son asking me if my oldest son is a dork. Yes, he is.
We're all dorks. It's good to be a dork. Be a dork.
Only 7:31 out here, people. It's still early. We're prime time getting ready for bed here. Are you ready? Go ahead, Josh.
Oh no, I was just you said Tony Womack, you said Mark Grace, right? going all the
I
way
did
back
not
to the
see Mark
Diamondbacks.
Grace. I didn't. That's a great call.
I was trying to listen while she was hollering. But you did say Tony Womack?
No, I did say Tony Mob. Mark Grace, I did not say here. As you have Seager out here in the this could be the game changer here, Josh, as we're watching it right now, right? This could be the game changer. This could be that gets Bochy that World Series. The D-backs, I think Schilling as well with those guys. How about Young Kim?
No.
Giving up the homers, right? It's hard not to think of him.
Yeah, no.
So Scott Brocious giving up the homer, and then the Tino Martinez giving up back-to-back games.
Who else was on that roster?
You had some good play. You had Craig Counsell on that team too. You also had Reggie Sanders was on that team as well.
There was some other older guy on the team.
I forget. I want to say Josh Bell. He played for the Pirates, but his last name was Bell. I forget what he was.
Heath Bell.
What was his name?
Heath Bell?
No, I think it was Josh or Jordan Bell. He played for the Pirates for a long time. But he got the game. He got the game tying run when Molmack got the single in that game. He was kind of a popular pitcher for them as well. Steve Finley, I remember for the Diamondbacks as well. That was my guy. I was telling our guy Mike McHenry. I said Corbin Carroll kind of reminds me of Steve Finley. He's the guy. He kind of reminds me of a left-handed hitter. Could get 300 home runs. 300 stolen bases type of player. It kind of reminds me of. Did she say Steve Finley? Is that what she said? Okay. Hey, when you guys think Rangers, though, I know Susie doesn't want to ask the question, but I'm curious because you guys are Cardinals guys. Who is the first Ranger you think of?
Ryan.
Yeah.
Who?
Nolan Ryan.
Not Josh Hamilton.
No.
I hated Josh Hamilton so much. All the kids in my school loved him when we were kids, and they were like, "Oh, he's the greatest." And I was like, "Isn't he a drug addict? And isn't he a psycho?" And they're like, "Oh no, it's okay. He's a Christian. It's fine." I was like, "I don't like him." And then he would go off on all these benders, and I don't know. I never liked him. That was a rant, but fine.
I want to say so much after that, but I'm gonna try to. We'll save that for Fat Boy Fadeaway.
And he got so mad at the Giants fans for smoking pot at the game. He was like, "I think that's just unsuitable. It's a family sport." And I'm like, "Shut up, Josh."
Dude, this is I remember during that after the
private.
Mariners beat the world after the Giants beat the Rangers in that World Series. So that was today, literally today. Today was the first time that the Giants have won a World Series since they've been to San Francisco. At the parade, there was at the Capitol.
Aubrey Huff.
I mean, there was as much contact high as you can get. There was as police officers there. I mean, it's not even police officers were there. That didn't matter. If you were smoking, it did not matter. You were not getting pulled over. Nothing was happening to you. If anything, they were telling you keep it up. Nothing was happening to you that day there. As Seager strikes out, I'm telling you, this Ginkel 1 out, bases loaded, 2-2 count here with Carter up, as big as it gets, strikes out on a nasty, and I mean a nasty freaking slider on that pitch. That was absolutely filthy by Ginkel right there. I gotta say, you guys have been on with me on Variety Sports Network for a while. We're going 2-2 here with it, so I'll keep it updated as we go. It was fun kind of having Susie back on. I felt like with Logan Stone here and Josh, I did feel a little old days here. Variety Sport. I did feel a little nostalgia here, Josh Edwards. Did you feel that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I did feel a little.
You got crammed in there.
You got Logan. There's one thing I gotta say about you. You are somebody that I appreciate more than you probably know. You are somebody that. The one thing I always say to I told this to Tyler when I first met you. I was like, the one thing I love about Logan Stone is he's like, Tyler's like, yeah, but I think Logan. He's like, yeah, but I think Logan. And then next thing I know is 3 months later, Tyler's in love with you because you are like how I feel. You speak the beep in truth, and you know how it is, and I appreciate that about you. And I appreciate your hard work when you were on here. Like, that's the one thing for me is like I just like people that out love people, out passion, out desire, out love it. And even though I know you have stuff that came up and that changed your stuff, it doesn't matter if this podcast turns into nothing. I do respect you for that part of it, my friend. Like you do show some a little grit and grind there that I respect. So I gotta tell it to you. Then.
Well, thank you. I yeah.
Shut up.
I'll let everyone know the reason why I left was contract negotiations. They wanted to pay
Brandon,
Josh
pay the
more
man.
than 70 cents on the dollar, and I said, no way. He is worth 50 cents on my dollar.
Brandon must have
I'm
been
not
looking
even
at
worth $1.
Brandon. He's got a face for radio. Don't look at it like the other way.
Yeah, right.
Don't look at the other way. Yanko gets out of
You
the
made her
jam.
mad.
Oh, poor.
Savannah. Is it Savannah? Is that the full name? Savannah?
Yeah, Savannah May.
Savannah May. What a name. Yeah, if you mute us, it's all right. I've been there, Josh. I've been there with you on it. Hey, Logan, we talked about Tyler getting married this weekend as well.
Yeah.
With it. So I got a host. I got one co-host that has a baby that's in prime age for it. Got another co-host that's getting married with it on a 2-week vacation. So we're right into it with it. But I do seriously mean that. Me and Tyler talk about all the time. You're part of the journey, as I call it. So I do appreciate you taking some time with us to be with it and all that stuff with it. You got like I was joking with Susie before you came on. You didn't hear it, but I was like, I was like, Susie, do you remember when Logan set us up to do a freaking college basketball podcast together? And we started laughing. I appreciate that part of you, my friend. So that was funny with it.
I did?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
He jumped on with me and like this guy Chris from Vanderbilt. And
yeah.
And she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, yeah, it's the NCAA tournament. And she's like, oh, is this when Kyle Tucker's spring training? Yeah, I was like, so that was good stuff. We laughed about it. We had a good time with it. So, no, you're part of the journey, my friend. So I appreciate it to you as we get to the end of it. And maybe
I just remember you the first Fat Boy fadeaway after you guys decided to join, saying, "Yeah, those guys are pretty. They're kind of interesting."
Well, you guys always had good stories on there. You guys always told good stuff when I listened. So, and like I said, I'm about people that outwork people. So I could always tell you we're about that. So everybody runs into their parts of life and stuff like that. But that part I always respected about you. So. So I appreciate you, Logan, for that stuff. And I know you probably got your own things going on right now, and there's a reason we step away from stuff. But I think it's important you know that. So I do appreciate that from you. As Josh Edwards is unmuted here for a little bit here with it. We got we're getting to the kind of the bottom half of the inning here on the first live stream here with it. You guys did a live stream. Remind me, was it the All-Star game or the Home Run Derby? Or was it both?
We did both
last year. Yeah.
Josh,
Home Run Derby was really successful. All-Star game was not nearly.
How many? The Home Run Derby, man, we were popping.
Did you have comments in?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's.
We had like 15 guests through the whole thing.
It's funny how things work. Like when I did the post games after like some Warriors games, I would get a lot of views. Like I think that stuff kind of matters a little bit as well. Like when you kind of drop some of that content with it. I remember listening into you guys on that as well. You guys did a good job with that. You, Tommy Pham up here almost gets hit in the head. Just to let you know, they're right there with it. Diamondbacks 6 outs away. Rangers 6 outs away from their first World Series. Is Seager the MVP for the Rangers? By the way, Josh.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not even close.
I mean, if Adolis Garcia didn't get hurt and played the last 2 games and had great games, then there's at least.
Why can't he win it
still? Seager played more, and it means he was a bigger contributor to the success.
Logan, you feel the same way?
Yeah, I was thinking Eovaldi, but he pitched in game 1 and wasn't great. But yeah, I think there's not really anyone except for Seager.
So does that make what they so like the Diamond? So it's funny with the Rangers last year when they lost 94 games. You're like, okay, hold on. You spent this much on Simeon, and then you spent this much on Seager. It's funny how it can kind of flip, Logan, after one season where it's like, well, hold on. Look at these guys, veteran, middle up the middle. You have a young catcher, you have a young center fielder, young corner players. Nathaniel Lowe's coming into his own. Like, I feel like all that BS changes when you win at the end of the day. But like Seager and Simeon, I'm a huge Simeon guy. Seager is a beast. He swings at the first pitch like nobody's mother, but still he's a beast. Like I just feel like, and I feel like Bochy, whether you guys believe it or not, like I feel like he has this magic about him. I've seen it in the Bay Area. Like he really does. Like he just has this. He understands a pitching staff more than others. Like he just he knows. Like I said, like Logan, I don't believe in starting pitchers pitching in the bullpen at all. He does it better than anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I know he lost when he was with the Padres, but I think he's never lost a series with the Giants. Am I wrong or?
He lost a series when he lost to the Cubs in 2016.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, he really knows his players. He knows how much they can handle and if they're, mentally strong enough. But, to your point about, everyone was saying in the 2021 off season, they were saying, why do they get all these players for $1 billion, I think, or, in total their contract or whatever it was. And I remember Josh and I were talking, we said, they're not buying Corey Seager and Marcus Semien they're not buying them for this year. They're buying them for the upcoming years. And that was like probably the biggest free agent market off season, because last year wasn't very good and this year's not going to be very good.
No.
And they went for it. And then they had all these players. They had Nathaniel Lowe, who was coming up. They had Josh Young, who was coming up. They had Jonah Heim, who was showing that he was pretty good.
Yeah.
And Adolis Garcia was kind of coming into his own in a way. And so really then this year they just went out and they got pitching. They got Eovaldi. They got Heaney. They got DeGrom, who, he didn't pitch that much for them, but they knew what they were getting into with him.
He'll get a World Series ring, though, Logan. He'll get that World Series ring. Regardless. And when DeGrom went down, guess who they got? They got Scherzer, and Scherzer was really helpful for them down the stretch. And so that was
Montgomery.
He was.
And then they got Montgomery. So it's Montgomery. And I shared that tweet from Trevor Plouffe. He said, this is the format that you need. And people will say, oh, well, they need to spend a whole bunch of money. You don't need to spend like the Dodgers. You have to spend money to fill in the pieces. You can't just have a whole bunch of scrap players.
No.
Just coming in. You got to have two studs. You can't win without the studs. And you have to have pitching. And you got to trade. You got to access everything. And I think some people just believe that you have to focus on one aspect. And Chris Young, who has never been a GM before, has in his first 3 years, I think, turned this team around from one of the worst teams to one of the best teams. And now he's about to get a World Series ring because of it.
Well, that's not. Hold on. We're still early on here. We got Pavin Smith up here. Maybe he gets a home run here, Logan, and we're down here in a second here. Let me see crowning him.
No, it's over. It's over right now.
Logan. So we're looking for bigger. I got my guy here, Chris Bryant. This is a Giants fan too. Yeah, Chris Bryant. He holds some damage there still from the Cubs in 2016. Off the fence.
So I got a question for you guys.
Chris Young, great sinker, one of the tallest pitchers in Major League Baseball. Yeah. Yes, Josh, go ahead.
So this is about next season.
Let's hear it.
Which team do you think improves the most
Going into
this
next year.
offseason? And I'm not talking like they just get healthy.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like what team goes out there and makes themselves better through free agency and trades and everything else.
Yeah. I'm going to go first because this team to me is on the verge. They just need a couple. Like they are there. They just need. It's the Blue Jays. It's not even American. They are there. They have like we're talking with like they're Guerrero's a year older, Bichette's a year older. Like these are beast hitters that are like should be primed to go here a little bit. I feel like the Blue Jays could get a little bit more and kind of get going a little bit with it. I also think that the other team I would kind of say in that mix, Logan, just a little bit with that mix, if they wanted to kind of get going just a little bit with it, is the Mets. Like they have the talent. Can we put it together? Which is never going to happen. So there you go.
Logan?
I was actually going to say, I know who it won't be. I don't think it's going to be the Dodgers. I don't think it's going to be the Padres or the Mets. Or I actually don't think it's the Blue Jays either.
No.
I think those teams are in a well. I think the Astros are in that same boat. I think the Padres do not know what they can do. They know what they should do. Oh my gosh, that was a horrible
That's right there.
Josh,
you got it for a second. We're right there.
And I think the Padres are too far out with everything that they're having to deal with. They got all these guys in free agency, and they have nothing to really show for it. And I think the Dodgers have a lot of holes that need to be filled. I think Gavin Lux is kind of a wild card. I think, who's their third? Muncy is their wild card. I mean, they don't really have anybody except for Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, and Mookie Betts. Mets, they're kind of they're in the same hole. So a long-winded way of saying your answer. I think the team that improves the most, honestly. Oh gosh, I think the Rays do. Oh, I think the Phillies are in the same boat as the Padres and the Dodgers. They're kind of in a hole too. But yeah, the team that I just said, whose name escapes me at the moment, I can't remember. Who did I just say?
Tyler says Cardinals don't have 2 bad years in a row. Just to let you know.
But they're not. They're not going to do what's necessary.
I'm worried that they're not going to. Yeah, I don't. I told Josh this. I said if they don't plan on going for it in 2024, then they need to trade Goldschmidt and Arenado.
Yep.
And rebuild. That's their thing. Just rebuild.
Strip down and go completely young.
Yeah.
Do you think from the Cardinals standpoint? I'm with Tyler. I think you guys will be fine next year. It's just kind of one of those blips in your year. I think you guys will get right back at it in that sense. I don't see it being an issue. As where we at with it, Josh? Top of the 9th, 1-0. Logan Stone, to your point, 7:50 p.m., 7:45. Actually, it is Pacific Standard Time. Right now, we would be in the 4th inning last year. So it's nice to know we're getting close to the end of the game where we would be in the top of the 5th inning entering at this point right now. So it's good to have it there. And Tyler, I love the comments coming in with it. Josh, our first live stream here in a while since you and Logan had done the live stream with the All-Star game there with it. I don't think you guys did one. Did you guys do one for the World Series last year, Logan? I think you guys did do one, right?
I did game 3 last year.
I thought you came on for one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I did game 3 of the World Series last year.
Or that could have been
it was me and Tyler for most of it.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah,
and then what's the other guy that has the very monotone voice, Josh?
Ryan? Ryan.
Is it Ryan?
Yeah, he and I did a lot of stuff last year for the postseason.
It's very, very mellow with everything. It's very mellow.
Here we go.
He's very mellow. And he's always got a clothes rack behind him. I'm always like, is he at J.C. Penney's? Where's he at with this?
That's Adam.
Adam, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say something about Adam.
Adam's, I always feel like but I always enjoyed him because I felt like he was messing with you at the same time. So
oh, yeah.
I always enjoyed the little Adam experience there with it. As he got him on with it here. Seawald in here, top of the ninth. Gave up a base hit. Your boy Logan Nathaniel Lowe is up here. Seawald down 2-0 in the count here with a runner. He cannot allow a run here in the top of the ninth. This is unacceptable. This has to be a shutout inning.
Let's see. Lowe is the man. He definitely doesn't want the next inning to go
base hit. Damn it. Runners on first and
top
second. No outs. That was
I was going to say he doesn't want to get to the top of the order soon.
That was a great at bat by Lowe, just taking it to the other side there. That's as good as it gets right there.
That's what I like about Lowe is because he doesn't he can hit the home run. He has power, but he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He can hit it to the left or the right side if he needs.
And he had the crap out of that one. That would have been a regular route there short. That probably would have been between the anyways there, between those bases. Like I said, if you're a baseball fan, you're a drama guy. So we want outs here in the city from the Diamondbacks here. We'll see if they can get it. There should be a double. No! Base hit up the middle by Heim. One run is going to score here. No. Oh, it gets by Carroll. It gets to the wall. One run is in.
Gosh.
2 runs is in. Is this an inside the Parker? No, a triple. So we got ourselves a 3-0 game.
It's over.
Absolute game changer.
He didn't get my Carroll.
Bochy, get that Bud Light or whatever you like. Coors Light. Don't get that Bud Light. Get that Coors Light on ice.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's Thomas.
Oh, Thomas, you're right.
Yeah.
Carroll. They had the hair. It got me confused.
Yeah.
Carroll and center field.
Oh,
Get that Coors Light on ice there, Bochy. I think you got a World Series to celebrate here. The Rangers 3-0. Logan 3-0. You're at that. Are you happy for this fan base if they get this W? Are you happy?
I'm happy for them. I just wish they had won it at home. I was saying earlier. I think you were off. I wish that they had won it. I wish the Diamondbacks had won a game so that way the Rangers could come back and win it at home and win it in front of their fans, and it would have been fun. But hey, I mean, last time I guess you don't want to mess around too much because the last time they were in this position where they were about to win, they screwed the pooch twice. So,
McGurk. Hey Tyler, when you were last night, we were watching their TMB podcast as the Diamondbacks did 3-0 league, and my wife, as you know, you've known her for a long time. She goes, "There's no way he's going to have his beard like that for the wedding." And look at him; he's trimmed up, is better than ever, folks. He's ready to roll. He's got a wedding here Saturday night. This is going to be a married man come Saturday.
Still waiting on my invitation, and I've already got my best man speech written, Tyler. But I just don't know where it is.
Yard set up for it.
Logan, it should be in the mail. I don't know why it hasn't gotten there. Don't keep holding tight. I think it'll be there before Saturday.
Stupid Postmaster General.
That's all right. You don't want to pay Sausalito's gas money anyways. You're good over there. You're good. Tyler, you've been watching the game at all? Glad you could jump on here for the last day. Did you see any of it?
I just saw Alec Thomas just kick the ball away or let the ball go under his glove to make it 3-0. I have not been able to watch very much of this. I see
your boy Bochy's gonna get a word. You got to feel a little sting with that, right? Is there errors? You feel good? Like, how do you feel as a Giants fan with Bochy winning a World Series?
I mean, I'm happy for him. I wish we held on to him. I know a lot of Giants fans are like, "Yeah, this is great for us." I'm like, I don't feel it doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, it's good for Bochy.
You're not going to be happy.
No, exactly. I'm a Giants fan. I'm not a Rangers fan or a Bochy fan. I root for Laundry. I would rather have Bochy win than the Arizona Diamondbacks, but it does nothing for me. I think it's weird when Giants fans revel in this victory. Like my brother sending me messages like in the 2010 asking video, "We are the champion," like with Bochy, and I'm like, calm down. It's just a Texas Rangers World Series.
Adam Darvish will be happy though. I know that. Working at Hot Dog City, watching the Giants beat the. It was funny because I worked at this place. Logan and Josh don't know this, but I worked at this place in Santa Rosa, California. Josh, I know you hate the West Coast with a passion, but if you ever make it out there, I worked at this hot dog place out there, and we would make it out to the thing. And he was a huge Rangers fan in 2010, and we would listen to the whole game, and he was very disappointed when the Giants pulled it off. So it's kind of funny that his Rangers are now, and we have a 5-0 game. And who hit the home run? Hold on, but who hit the home run? Just for a second here. Oh, yes, Marcus Simeon, the A's, not very good. Let's get rid of his terrible player. But let's get their owner a new stadium in Las Vegas. Well deserved. Well deserved. We're holding on to your guys there, even though he said he wanted to play in Oakland. 5-0 Texas. Bochy is singing in the sand already.
It sounds like you don't take as much pride in Marcus Simeon winning a World Series as Giants fans are Bruce Bochy.
Is Simeon the sneaky MVP?
Pisses me.
There's no way.
Over Seager, it can't happen. That game one.
Could it be co-MVPs, Seager and Simeon?
That game one.
He hit a meaningless home run in the bottom of the ninth with 2 outs.
I don't know.
Game
but
one.
Could they just do it just because that's the world we live in now, Tyler?
It's got to be Seager. Game one changed the whole World Series.
Yeah.
Because his complexion's a little darker, they're going to give him the MVP? I don't think that. I hope that's
I didn't say that.
No. Oh my gosh, that took a dark
That's
turn.
what you said. The world we live in these days. I thought that's really my bad. I missed
that was not what at all. I just meant because it was the
there's a little girl.
Big home run to cap it off and
this is
put the game out of reach.
It was a complete joke.
Golly,
joke. We got to be able
to.
I know it was, but
why are they shifting? Oh my gosh! Keep the third baseman at third base. What the fuck? I mean, I'm fine. We're fine.
I know something's about to happen with the third baseman because
I just don't understand why. I love the fucking guy there. Nathaniel Lowe would have been out. Good Lord.
Yeah, Nathaniel Lowe is you have an obsession with Nathaniel. My wife just came in. She goes, "Is this game over yet?" Could you imagine 4 years ago we're asking me that question? I'd be like,
"Yeah, right,
honey,
we're in the sixth inning right now.
Bottom of the fifth. We got plenty of time left here. We got 9 hours left in the podcast. We're ready to go here with it. So we're at the end of it here. It looks like the Rangers are going to be crown champs. We've been doing the pot. I mean, Logan, I gotta get, like I said, I give you mad respect. You started this freaking wheel of death or whatever you did with people picking their teams or whatever it is. I ended up with it was the Rays.
That's throwing it back. Logan, can I ask you the truth? Did you rig that thing every time someone?
No, I really didn't.
I want the truth. There's nothing to hide now.
Josh Lewis and I, we tested that thing so many times because I was afraid that it was going to malfunction during the thing. But I'm telling you, I think it's because you guys kept saying the names of the teams that it heard you or something in a way. Because I swear I had never had that happen.
I don't believe it, Tyler.
I can't. Rigged.
You asked Lewis. You asked Lewis. I'm telling you, it was like,
Josh Lewis, are you out there? I texted him to come on tonight.
Oh,
he couldn't make it.
It'd been cool if he would have came on.
We always joked about that, Logan, though. Me and Tyler were like, how do I end up with the Dodgers? Or at the Rays, the team that's
I got the Yankees.
You got the Yankees.
I had the Dodgers.
You got the Dodgers. So that was always a great episode with it. I gotta say, I'm not from this from the beginning as we're entering the bottom of the ninth inning here. This is gonna be our last show for probably a month here, Josh. We've talked about you two are obviously always part of the show, you know that, but it's been kind of funny just being part of the journey here with baseball, doing Talking the Gridiron, doing all these other shows on Variety Sports Network. I always tell Josh, like, I always find myself coming back to the first love. Like, baseball is like, it's just kind of hard. Tyler, you know that part of me. Like, it's just like, it's hard. It's like, I just enjoy this grind of baseball a little bit more than most people. And we had Susie on earlier, who I appreciated having her like talk about it with it. So as we enter here the bottom of the ninth inning, Josh, we're almost at the end here, sir. We're almost at off season here. So it looks like it's 5-0 here. It looks like we're coming to the end. Your thoughts here kind of on the baseball season and just as we enter the bottom of the ninth here. Plus the D-backs, amazing rally.
So it was obviously a surprise playoff run. Very unexciting overall, in my opinion. but it was a good season. We got to see some different teams make playoff runs, make division series more
Not the
interesting.
Cardinals. Yes. That's good.
Yeah. A lot of the rule changes proved effective, and in it didn't hurt the game. In my opinion, I think we should go away with limiting the number of pickoffs moves, especially with as quick as the game is moving now. I think we can give that back. I think it gives too much of an advantage to the runners. We already have the bigger bases. Stolen bases were really high this year, which is nice. I mean, I think overall it was a successful baseball season with a surprising postseason, and it's going to be an interesting offseason.
Ooh, I want to. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Logan. No, it's you.
So I heard yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw the video of Mookie Betts, and Corey Seager.
Or is it
And
not?
Corey Seager shoved him and said, "Don't effing touch me."
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Do I need to
And-
bring up a previous point that I just brought up?
This is a Brian Johnson rumor. I like this. Let's go. What do we got?
It might
Is
not
it
be
a-
a rumor if it's a video. It might sound
No, the video. I saw the video yesterday. It's 5 seconds long. Hold on. What did you hear from Brian Johnson?
Well, he always comes up with good rumors. Then Brandon Saffel came up with one today where was it like Josh McDaniels got fired at a PF Chang's or something?
Yeah. No, he got fired for dressing up as Mark Davis.
I said Mark
Davis
is
bought
not
him
that
PF
creative.
Chang's
He's
for
not-
lunch
Mark
and
is
fired
not
him with
that
a fortune
creative.
cookie.
Hold on, Josh. I'm going to be honest with you. This is something I brought up to them in the group text as we're getting to the bottom of the night there. Don't you think, Josh, this might be part of you as well? More people could retweet stuff. This is a very easy thing to do. Like a video, retweet things, right? Or am I wrong here, Josh Edwards?
No, I try to when I see him.
No, see, that's not acceptable to me. You should be able to see that. You know who I am. You look my ass up, and you like my videos. And you retweet them.
Hey, if I ever see one, I get liked and it gets retweeted. I just am not on Twitter. I'm on Facebook more.
All right, I respect that because I don't do Facebook, so that's
Right.
fine with me.
I've always had this conversation.
I've always told you that, but we were joking. I was telling Brandon about that today. I was like, it's not hard for human beings to hit a like button. Like that is not hard for like other people to do. That should not be a difficult thing.
I just
I will
posted the
tell- I'll be
video in the
honest with you.
chat.
Logan,
Look
I'm sure
at
you have
when-
some experience with this.
Can you see when people like? I don't even know this about Twitter or X, whatever. Can you see who retweets you and when?
Yep.
At what time?
Yep.
Go look and see. Look at the times that you see when I'm on Twitter.
Yep. It's right before seventh inning stretch. I noticed.
Josh Hyde with a great framing job.
That
Well,
was
that, but
Great
You
call.
stop that.
if you look at Sunday
You
morning,
stop that.
it's Sunday mornings when I'm sitting in the deer stand waiting for the sun to come up.
Tyler.
I was just about to say that is the worst pitch frame, and then he struck him out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Oh gosh.
Logan,
Away.
I miss when you were not that Darren, Josh,
Oh,
and listen now.
nope.
I miss when you looked like Baxter from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with your laptop up, the video far away. First time coming on, I was like, man, these guys can talk for hours. It was like a 2.5 hour show. I was like, man, I was not expecting to dedicate my whole life to this thing.
I mean, Tyler wouldn't be married still if this was the case with you. It would be.
Who? I'm not. What?
Can I, real quick, Tyler, last out here of the World Series, possibly. We got Marte up. My guess is he's going to get on base. I don't think Marte is going to be the last out of this.
He's going to get on base.
Of this thing here. I don't think he's going to be the last out. As we get into it, I think Walker is going to be the last out. That's why I think we'll be the last out with it. So, obviously, the Rangers are going to be champs here. We all know it. This is what's going to happen. Bochy, Tyler. It's funny to me as a Bay Area guy that I was driving into work today, listening to Dwayne Kuiper on the radio, like with their thing with Murph and Mac. He's talking about Bochy.
There it is.
There it is.
Pitch
I mean,
framing.
like, this is your guy. You guys let him go. It's just kind of funny to me.
Well, I'm sorry. I was looking at Jonah Heim's pitch framing. What?
No, I know you do. What a frame drop right there.
He
One, two
stopped
down.
it.
Marte down to his last strike. Here we go. I've always wanted to do this. I'm going to do it. Even
I
if
got
you
the
guys are
1-1.
behind, we're going to do it. This is the last out. The Rangers holding hands in the dugout, arms in hand. Ooh! Just
Blank.
misses. What a call there. Marte's not. What an eye. What an eye.
Oh, out.
There.
I'm
Alex
so far
Thomas.
behind. This hasn't even fun.
Where are you at, Tyler?
I know, right?
I'm at 1-2.
All right, then
I'm
going
at
to be
2-2.
I'm going to be quiet.
You do your thing. No, you should do it live. It's your show.
Oh,
Yeah, do it, man.
Strike 3, top of the strike zone. Marte is out looking just like Miguel
Wow.
Cabrera was out looking
Oh,
at Sergio
wow.
Romo. And the
the
Rangers.
Rangers.
And Bruce
Oh,
Bochy,
wow.
who Farhan did not want as the manager, is the world champ again. The Rangers
Spike into the
the
pitcher
streak.
now.
There is only 4 teams left that now have not won a World Series. And here we
It's
go.
5.
Rangers, first World Series. Adam Darwish, if you're out there listening, congratulations. Hot Dog
Wow.
City owner when I've been there with your team losing to the Rangers. Congratulations. Bochy, the team champion of a team that won the World Series, and then he beat the team that he beat the World Series. So that, to me, that is hilarious that he beat the Rangers in the World Series, and now he's a champ of that same team. Kind of hard to hate him if you're in Texas at this point for both things. Incredible.
Wow.
Logan, you're a Texas guy. What does this mean to the Rangers? You've been there.
Feel Texas pride right now. It's
He's a mad
kind of
dog 'cause
weird.
he was gonna do
Go
it.
Cowboys.
Yeah, go Cowboys. Never. It's
A lot of
interesting. I mean,
steers.
it's like I said earlier. It's amazing that this team had such a turnaround, and it was looking to be like they were going to be the.
You were on them last year. I got to give you credit. Like I remember mid-season, like, dude, you're on crack cocaine. Like this team is not going anywhere. Like this team is not. And you're like, well, Jack Leiter. And like I was like, well, Jack's not gonna matter, but it's still bad. I mean, to your point, they still got a W. So it's incredible.
Jack Leiter wasn't around, but
Simeon, Seager, they were around though.
You just knew that this. I mean, they were looking to be the laughing, or they were looking like they were going to be the laughing stock for a little bit, and then they've done this, and so it's nice to see. It's better to see Tommy Pham not get a ring. It's a little sad that Heim is getting a ring for his lack of catching, but it's whatever. So I mean, hey, good job, Bochy. One of only 3 managers to win in both leagues.
Incredible. I know honestly, like I'm serious, like out here in the Bay Area, I'm obsessed with baseball. I've been hearing about this. I know Tyler, like I drive into work every morning hearing about this. It is a bigger deal here in the Bay Area with Bochy winning it. Josh Edwards, I want to give you a word here before I go to Tyler with it. Rangers world champs. You've been doing it. We've been doing it since the beginning of the season, my friend. What are your takes?
Well, I mean, I was high on the Rangers all season.
Yep.
Not this high by any means.
Not crack cocaine like Logan last year.
No. I mean, I was high on the Rangers, but I wasn't this high. But I was high on Arizona all year too, but I wasn't this high on Arizona. So for me, it works out. Like I look like I was at least on the right foot. I mean, I was winning this one either way. But I don't know. I mean, it's cool. Texas gets their first World Series.
Oh gosh, Heim.
Were they the best team in the league?
Could Jonah Heim be MVP?
No.
They were the best team in the league for the first half of the season.
Yeah,
You're right. They were. I mean, okay, so that's it could be well deserved, but that's why I think the Rangers, once they got in the playoffs, they knew what they were capable of, which is why they were such a dangerous team.
Yeah.
I mean, they knew they could run with the big dogs because they did it for what, really, in all honesty, the first 2/3 of the season.
I'm happy for Marcus Semien. Honestly, I'm happy for those guys on this team.
Yeah.
Like, I really do think those guys, like Semien he's a pretty good ball player. Like Seager's a good ball player. Like, I don't know.
Seager gets his first World Series.
There are some things I do feel good about with it. Like there's the Bochy angle that gets overanalyzed, but Tyler, there are some other. I don't know. Like It's incredible to me the Rangers are the World Series champs. I'm just saying that. I don't know. There's something that's weird.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think we got to stop writing off teams and if they have a little down stretch in the middle of the year because especially with these two wild card teams coming into the play, it doesn't really matter as long as you're hot at the end of the season. The Rangers proved that get hot, have good at bats in October, get someone hot like Adolis Garcia, having one of the best postseasons ever, and then he goes out and you still have the momentum to carry you to 2 straight wins to win the whole thing. Congratulations to Bochy. And I mean, I don't have anything negative to say about the Rangers. They did it the right way. They didn't just they did buy some players, but they also have homegrown talent. The Carter guy in left field who came up in September just hit in gem, produced all September and October, and just a good story. And good for baseball. Is it the best for baseball as far as drawing in fans? Probably not, but it's a good story for people who love baseball.
And that kind of we'll get into that more as we kind of get into Fat Boy Fadeway and as we kind of start that back up in late November. But like me and Josh talked about it, we'll probably get into it more in December. Is like for me, for us four, we just kind of love baseball. So like it doesn't really matter where people go, how it goes. We're gonna watch it regardless. But there is this thing with baseball where it feels like if the best cities aren't involved, it does affect like the product of the game, and I don't like that about the game in some regards. So I'd like to see that be a little bit of a change come baseball with it. But for the Rangers standpoint, well deserved. They were one of the best teams in the first half. As we wrap up the show tonight, Evaldi 5 wins in the postseason, tied for most all time in the single season. Obviously, has been ridiculous. I think Seager ends up with the MVP in the series. I'm guessing maybe Garcia gets it. I mean, maybe he does, but I doubt it because of the last 2 games. I think Seager gets it because of the game 1 hit as well. Tyler or Logan, I'm going to give you a word here before we kind of end the show here as we kind of get to 3 hours on the podcast.
We're ending it. We gotta see the festivities. Oh my gosh, the night is still young.
All right,
what am I saying?
Is it out there, you SOB? What time is it?
10 o'clock, 10:10.
So if it's 8:13 and I'm getting tired, does that make me you know what?
Son of
a big puss in boots.
An old
puss in boots.
Josh, I can't say I have a baby in my lap. Damn it! I need a younger kid with it. No, Evaldi got the 5 wins. What do you think with Evaldi? Is he kind of starting to go into postseason lore a little bit here?
Yeah. I think if he didn't have a bad game 1, it would have been. I think it would not have been tainted. But I mean, he had a shutout today, and he shut out the Astros twice. And that's big. That's nothing to snooze at. So, yeah, I think he's up there, and obviously with what he did in Boston, that's pretty big. Although he looks like he's always about to cry for some reason, so whatever. But yeah, hey, good job for him.
What a weird career Evaldi's had. A guy who's always had like lights out stuff, but just in Florida couldn't find it. He had like 1 good year last year. Goes to Boston. I think he has 1 good year, maybe 2 good years in Boston. And then he just finds his home in Texas. Like I was always like, man, this guy has unreal stuff. He throws 100 effortlessly, but like 5 years ago, he was getting lit up. And now he's won 5 games, one of the top 50 starting pitcher postseason that's being conservative, probably better than that of all time. And just has a spectacular run. You can't give up on guys in baseball. That's the weird thing about baseball. Like people just get good at different ages.
Yeah.
And like most sports, it's not like that. Like guys don't get good in their late 20s.
Yeah.
Well, Adolis Garcia's in his 30s, isn't he?
Exactly. Baseball's different.
Yeah, baseball's just a different game. I mean, that's a great point. I mean, that's why, you have your ideal age for the prime years, but some dude's prime is 3 times as long as others.
Nathaniel Lowe looks like he'd be comfortable in khaki pants and a plaid sweater if he wasn't playing baseball. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just see him with his little creeper mustache, and he's like, "Hey, kids."
It is a little creeper-esque. I'll give you that.
He does. I mean, you
And
interrupted
his
me for that,
turtleneck.
Bryce.
He's the only player to wear a turtleneck in all baseball.
Remember the guys, Ben, we get really cold, they wear the massive sweater
Yeah.
there. I knew we weren't going to get that in this series where we got Texas and Arizona with it. Texas world champs Mike Maddox. Was he a Cardinals coach at some point?
Yeah,
Yep,
he
last
came
year.
from the Cardinals to the Rangers.
I feel like as I want to give Logan Stone the proper respect. So as we kind of slowly get through this post-game stretch here for a second, I do want to say that it is kind of funny to see that the Rangers are the champs of this league. Like, never has been happened. Like, never has ever gone down with it. We have, like we said, we mentioned the Brewers, we mentioned the Padres, we mentioned a few other teams that haven't ever got it done. So it's kind of funny to see a team like the Texas Rangers be the world champions of baseball. And then to do it in 5 games, I don't know. Like, I think we have to keep getting back to the standpoint of, is this World Series good for the game? Like, is 6 teams good for the game? I think as we go into the off season, I think that's something that we need to evaluate. I think Tony Clark, from the player's standpoint, is evaluating. Like, I kind of hear some of his quotes, like, Manfred obviously is going to like everything that he does, but like, I feel like there is some point where he needs to be checked a little bit on some regards. And like, I don't think in every sport it's always like, oh, more is better. Like, I don't like Tyler, right? Like, basketball, it's like, yeah, you can let 8 teams in, but like,
You don't need 10. You don't need.
yeah, but it's like, but my point is, like, usually the top 4 teams are in the championship. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like in baseball, there's just such a variable. If we opened up a postseason tomorrow, who knows? Maybe the A's would make the World Series. You get my point? Like, baseball is such a
let's
different.
not get out of control.
No, but you get my point. Like,
I get what you're saying.
Baseball can get kind of weird like that in terms of a postseason. And like, I just worry that the more teams you let in baseball, I just kind of worry that you're taking away from like really what the prime part of the season is.
I agree with you for sure. It's better for fans, I think, with less. I maybe not even. I don't know. For me, as a baseball fan, I prefer when there was 4 teams who made the playoffs. This was more exciting for me. But I could see where it's better for the players if you get more baseball, like postseason at bats. You get more eyes on you. You can do more marketing of players. Like, baseball is just terrible at it. They don't capitalize on what they're doing to make it better for the game of baseball. That's my biggest issue. Like, you want to have all these guys get like primetime games.
So
market them. Put the guy who you need to see in commercial. Like, NBA cares. Do something for Major League Baseball. You never seen Major League Baseball do this stuff. And I don't want to rip on baseball because we just had the World Series and it was okay World Series, but like, and it deserves its props.
But it was
like,
the least watched World Series.
Is that do something for baseball to make baseball better? And they don't watch it. Like, they did change the rules, and they deserve credit for that. They made it more watchable. But
they need to market their teams better.
And their superstars.
And that falls on the teams too. But they need to be like, hey, players, you can show your personality, and like you can be a personality. And I think they wanted Trout to be kind of a personality, and he's just not. That's just not in his character. And then Bryce Harper, he became too much of a personality, and then all the old school people were like, "Oh man, he's got eye black on his cheeks. I can't believe it. It's only supposed to be in a line. I can't believe he's doing this. Such travesty. Oh my gosh!" And then all of a sudden, they broadcast, or they put the spotlight away from Bryce Harper, and then they put it on Tatis. Well, then Tatis test positive for steroids. And so it just became like and Shohei Ohtani, but Shohei Ohtani doesn't speak English, so he's kind of the face of baseball. But what are you supposed to do with that? He's cool, but I mean, I can't relate to him too much. And
he's hard to connect with.
Yeah, and I mean, he's bringing the Japanese fan base over, but we've never had a problem with the Japanese fan base. I don't think. I mean, ever since Ichiro came in, and Babe Ruth went over there 100 years ago.
Josh, this is for you mostly because you're more the old school guy of the four of us. Don't you feel like if you do so a lot of emotion, you become a pariah and like frowned up? Like people like Jazz Chisholm when he hits a home run, he does his little swaggy things around the bases, and he gets a lot of hate for it. So the kids love it. Like I know my little leaguers like know who Jazz Chisholm is, and he plays in Miami. Like nobody cares about Miami baseball like in California except for Jazz. Is that an issue, like, with the players who do show emotion and show their personality that they get hated? And Bryce Harper before that. Like, they just end up getting hated on by the old school fan base?
I mean, I think
I'm just asking you. Like, I have issues. There is a line that people do cross, and I'm with you on that. But I just feel like,
Okay, I was
just
gonna
let
say.
guys – go ahead.
No, that's kind of where I'm at. It's for me, it's a line that has to cross. Like my dad's pretty much an old school baseball guy, just because I mean he's from St. Louis. That's what they did. It was baseball and hockey.
Stay on the
You know?
man.
Yeah, I mean he was Bob Gibson. I mean he was there from the '60s, '70s, '80s. He's seen it all, good and bad. And I know when I was growing up, he didn't like showboating. Like if I ever, threw 4 shutout innings hitless, he didn't want me coming off the mound at the bottom of the 4th inning, beating my chest or anything. Or if I hit a home run and I taunted it all, I mean my butt would have been grounded. It was more of a respect your opponent kind of thing. Is how I was always raised with it. Culture's changed. I mean, it's acceptable now. I don't mind it when it's at a big moment in the game. If it's every time you do it, to me it's excessive and it's stupid. But
Josh,
walk-off homers, things of that nature, I'm fine with it now.
Josh, I'm not gonna bust out my cowboy hat this time, just for you. Logan lighting the cigar slash
The victory dart.
Is that California approved? Right there. He got that to what? He's been a friend for a long time. The Rangers have been through some dark times. Adam Darwish, congratulations on your Rangers being champions tonight. Appreciate you tuning in here to the post.
Adam, let's go drinking.
Adam,
Fort Worth, let's go.
The thing I have an issue with Adam, he knows is I'm saying this, he's a Patriots fan too, so he can go straight. You know what, Adam? I mean that with love. With it, but congratulations! I know as a Rangers fan, he's been through a lot with it. So congratulations on your team winning the championship. You've been through the Juan Gonzalez era. He's been a fan since Will Clark went to the Rangers. That's what he told me. That's when he's been a fan. So. Adam is lighting that cigar like Logan is tonight. Excited for.
I was going to get the cigar out, but the Rangers aren't worth that. So they'll get a cigarette.
They'll get a cigarette. Sell it a little bit short with it tonight. You can have it. Go ahead, Logan.
I was just going to point out Corey Seager. I don't know if they officially said it, but Corey Seager is the 3rd player to win World Series MVP multiple times. Who are the other 2 players to win World Series MVP?
Frank Robinson.
No.
No? Okay. He won MVPs in both leagues. That's how I was going to guess that. In both leagues or just multiple times?
Multiple time World Series MVP.
Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Joe DiMaggio. Those guys come to my mind. Are we talking recently? Those guys that immediately come to my mind with multiple MVPs.
Kurt Schilling.
Derek Jeter.
Schilling.
Well, hold on, because all those sound right, but MLB posted something, and now I don't. Now I'm questioning it.
Head game immediately.
Because the 2 players they said were Bob Gibson and Sandy Koufax.
I can see that both winning it, multiple time MVP.
And Reggie, Mr. October.
And is Seager winning it? This obvious? He's getting it tonight.
I think Jonah Heim might be able to hold out and pull this thing out.
Jonah Heim?
I'm joking. That's a joke.
It's got to be Seager, right? It's not even Simeon. Simeon had a good World Series too, but it's got to be Seager. I would think ends up with the World Series. Scherzer, he ends up getting the World Series as well with the ring here. Gentlemen, I don't know about you, but me and Josh are entering 3 hours here with Logan on it, so I think we're going to probably get ready to close the show here. Josh, I think we'll probably do maybe a little post game show. Maybe we'll do a little post game wrap here next week, and then we'll take a little break till December. But this has been a lot of fun. Logan Stone, I've shouted you out more than you deserve on this podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like you're buttering me up or something.
No, I want to butter you up just to bring you down. That's how I do things.
Yeah, right.
We're like TMZ. We like to build you up and then bring you down. So we're like that's what me and Josh are going for. No, but as I would like to say, like as we're kind of getting to the end here with it, I feel like even though Tyler jumped in here at the end, Josh, I feel like us four have kind of been a big part of the seventh inning with it. Logan, obviously, got the baby started here with Josh a year ago with it, or a couple years ago with it. We've kind of hopefully Josh continued that, giving a little respect to Mr. Stone there as we've gone on with it. Tyler's been able to jump on with us occasionally with it. So it's been a fun ride here on the baseball season. Josh Edwards, your thoughts here as the baseball season comes to an end here?
It's been a weird season. It's been a very different season for me personally as a fan. Something I haven't experienced since I was a small boy. But it was fun. It was a fun year. It was very interesting. Lots going on. Lots to talk about. Lots of speculation on my end. I'm looking forward to soaking it up over the next week, collecting my thoughts, breaking it down, and then getting into free agency and trade season, and taking a little break.
And a little break isn't always bad when you got it with it. Tyler McGurk, you obviously have the wedding here this Saturday. You have a lot of stuff going on in the real life. You've been able to join us occasionally throughout the season here on 7th inning stretch. We have the Rangers as world champs. You have the Bochy connection here. Maybe your last kind of thoughts here on the baseball season and everything you kind of want to get off your chest here with it for a little bit.
It's good to see Gabe Kapler get the hell out of San Francisco. Been long deserved. I'm glad to see him go.
Are you a Melvin fan? I did bring this out. You're a Melvin. You're good with that?
I'm good with Melvin. Last time we hired a manager out of San Diego, he brought us 3 world championships. That's high standards to hold him to. But hey, just get 1/3. Be 1/3 is successful, and I'll love you for the rest of my life. So I like the hire. Hey, let's bring in someone who can bring in some fans, goddammit, to the Giants. It's so bad. Bring in someone who's box office. It's been a while. It's been too long.
You're a baseball guy, though. I know you love the Niners. You do the TB podcast, but I know you're deep down. You do have the soul for the Giants.
I'm a Giants guy. Freaking, when the Giants are fun to watch and good, I love it every day. I can tune in, background noise. I can pay attention, look at the box score in the morning, look at it throughout the day. I fucking love it. Excuse my language. I love the Giants, and it hurts my soul the last. They won 106 games, and they weren't even entertaining. I watched all the games, but it was borderline not entertaining. And I want to bring in somebody who's going to bring people to the yard. It's a beautiful yard that has nothing else.
Mitch Haniger, what a right fielder.
Mitch Haniger in third. Mitch Haniger hitting third. Wilbur Flores hitting fourth. A great year by Wilbur, but just isn't going to bring in anybody.
Let's Logan Stone. I gotta go with you here. How do you feel baseball season coming to an end? The wheel of death at the beginning of the year. I gotta give you one of the last words here with it, my friend. How do you feel about the baseball season wrapping up here?
It's been kind of an up and down year for me. I stopped watching the Cardinals about 2 weeks into the season, so I was like, "Oh, I know where this is going."
Well, Tyler, hold on. What did you say about Logan and Josh a couple weeks? You're like, is Logan the most negative Cardinals fan of all time?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, at least you have guys you can Jordan Walker who can be a potential stud.
No. I can't even be happy. No, I told Josh at the very beginning of the season, my new motto was the Cardinals losing out for the rest of the season, being the worst team in the NL Central is the best thing for the Cardinals right now, and I am holding to that because I believe in next year. Going off on that, my way to World Series prediction is Cardinals next year are gonna win it all. Nolan Arenado, 60 home runs in the postseason. Goldie, he's gonna go 4 for 4 every day. Jordan Walker, he's gonna be something, and
Was there crack
Yadier
cocaine
Molina,
in
he's
that
gonna be.
cigarette?
Logan's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
positive like me in the off season. Off season, Cardinals are world champs. Regular
And they're
season-
gonna beat the Las Vegas A's
oh,
in the World Series, best of 7, but it's only
All right,
gonna
we're
go
off the
4.
rails. Man, 3 days.
Tyler-
It was a great show.
Tyler, we're at it here tonight, right now with it. I got it. Tyler McGurk, thank you for joining me tonight on 7th Inning Stretch. Logan, I appreciate your licorice again on with it. Josh Edwards, this is the end of 7th Inning Stretch for 2023. We'll probably have a little December postseason show with it. We'll maybe do a little game, maybe a little offseason. But I appreciate all the journey that's been with it. Baseball is. People always ask me when I do, what's your favorite sport? I go, baseball. I don't know what to tell you. I just love the game. There's something about it to me that intrigues me about it. Everything from the radio announcers to the box score, as Tyler knows, to just all those little things about baseball for me does it for it. So for one last final time here on 7th Inning Stretch, until December, Josh Edwards, for Logan Stone, for Tyler McGurk, for one of the best in the business, one of my favorites over here working with it, Josh Edwards. I'm your host, Darren Breyer. We'll see you next year, folks, on 7th Inning Stretch. Texas Rangers, congrats. Until next year,
Like
folks,
and subscribe.
like and subscribe. We'll see you next year. Peace.
Hey, this is Brandon, CEO of the Variety Sports Network. Thank you again for watching tonight's show. Best way you can support us is by hitting that subscribe button, that like button, and hitting the notification